morning, everyone. It's a lovely morning and it's a beautiful brand new day, a beautiful Tuesday morning. And you are welcome to the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show right here on GhanaTalks Radio. And I am your host, Esinam Fiagbedu, and I will be bringing you the news headline review today. And joining me on my news headline review this morning is the beautiful Miss Debbie Dawson and Miss Regina Bless. Good morning, Miss Regina. How are you doing? I must say you're looking pretty this morning. Finally, the wig is off. All right. Good morning, Miss Debbie.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, you feel very relaxed and, rejuvenated,
I want to
refreshed.
relax my phalanges and metacarpals.
Huh? What did you say? Come again?
I want to relax my phalanges and metacarpals.
Phalanges and metacarpals. Did you know? All right, so let's dive straight into the major headlines for today. School feeding, high caterers who have financial muscle. EduWatch, Africa Education Watch, which is also known as EduWatch, is urging the government to ensure that only caterers with the financial capacity to pre-finance their contracts are recruited under the Ghana School Feeding Program to prevent disruption in meal services for school children. EduWatch's executive director, in the person of Kofi Asare, emphasized the need for financial sustainability in the program's caterer selection process. EduWatch has consistently advocated for reforms in the Ghana School Feeding Program, particularly calling for the decentralization of caterer procurement and contract management to improve efficiency, food quality, and transparency. The organization has raised concern about ongoing challenges, including delayed payments and caterers struggling to sustain operations due to financial constraints. Recent issues with contract terminations and unpaid arrears have reportedly forced some caterers out of the program, resulting in fewer children receiving meals. Despite official reports indicating an increase in the Ghana School Feeding Program beneficiaries from 4 million to 4.2 million, EduWatch urges the financial instability among caterers contradicts these figures. So EduWatch is urging the government to ensure that only caterers with financial capacity to pre-finance their contracts are recruited under the Ghana School Feeding Program. So that is it. That is coming from EduWatch. And let's find out what EduWatch is, who they are, and then what they do. So Africa Education Watch is an education policy research and advocacy organization working with civil society organizations, government, and the private sector to promote an equitable, accountable, and responsive education system that assures of quality and equal opportunities for all. So that is what EduWatch does. That is who they are for. They make sure that quality education is assured and they make sure that the school kids are well fed. So they are advocates, and they are advocating and urging the government that before they employ caterers for the Ghana School Feeding Program, they should make sure these caterers have the financial capacity. Do you think that is going to help us, first off, before it helps us resolve, what is your whole overview of EduWatch coming out to urge the government on, constructing caterers with financial capacity? Ms. Regina.
Right. So I saw this story yesterday and I was like, wow. First off, I wouldn't say it's wrong for these caterers to finance the the school feeding program themselves
before the
government comes in. I wouldn't say it's wrong, but in a way it doesn't sound right to me. So are they trying to say that all caterers should have the money or should have the finances beforehand before you'll be able to
give them the contract.
This boils down to, let's deviate a bit. This boils down to our construction of roads, because these people also came out to say that in a way they finance everything with their own money before the government pays them. And we know this construction of roads, so I'll do it anyhow I want. Much things are should I say equipment or resources that are supposed to go into it to make it stable, to make it strong, to make it good, wouldn't go into it that much because they are using their own finances. So I don't see why these caterers need to finance everything themselves before the government comes in. If you know that as a government you are not capable, please don't start an initiative you can't end or you can't complete. We are forgetting that these caterers are parents. They are mothers. They also have a family to feed. So are they trying to say that if these caterers do not have the resources to finance everything, they wouldn't have something to do, they wouldn't have work to be doing or what? So it's a good call for the EduWatch to come out to say that they should employ people who are financially capable to finance the kitchen or to finance the school feeding program, but they should look into it. It's either you end it or it's either you finance these people beforehand.
Yeah. So assuming I'm a caterer, I have the capabilities. I have, I can cook very well. But I don't have the money. It means that you are not going to give me the contract.
They will not. That's what they are trying to say. They will not give you the contract. So they will only give the contract to people who have the money.
So I have the money and then I can't cook. What about that too?
You see? That is where incompetency comes in.
Yeah.
That is where people who, it's not only about I know how to cook.
Right.
But we have, culinary school.
Yeah.
Where you go to school.
And learn how to cook.
Exactly. So
and this is not like you are cooking for maybe like 20 people. You are cooking for a whole lot of people.
Getting to 510,000 students. Both kids, both adults. You need to know the right ingredient to put into every food. So with EduWatch, I do agree with him, but the government should look into it. It shouldn't be that if you don't have the finances, meaning you are not qualified.
Or better still, maybe they can split it.
Exactly.
I give you half of it. You continue with what you also have. Once it's done, then I pay you back.
Pay you.
Rather than you not giving these people any money at all.
And their own money.
You get it.
And at the end of the day, they also go on a protest demanding for their own money back.
You get it.
We've not been paid.
And I believe they are not working just for the government.
They are not working.
They all equally have customers and other clients they need to satisfy as
so
well.
Are they trying to say that when you're having a wedding reception, you want a caterer to cook for you? You not give the caterer money.
Automatically, that's how it's going to look like. So the caterer should use
malnourished foods comes in. You go to a wedding, then the food they serve, then be like, what kind of food is this? It means the person didn't pay the caterer. The caterer used their own money.
So in Yanisika vessel, I don't know
why.
Miss Debbie.
Well, I think this contract thing is something that has been in existence for so long.
Yeah.
The government does not give you money to start.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast show, your
and
morning
later
companion.
on, they come in to pay you. So with what EduWatch is saying, it's in the right step. Because if the government is not going to give you money and you are going to start the the project or something with your own money, then I believe that you're going for someone who is financially stable. Because if this is something that, as I said, this is something that will be there for long, and it will be very difficult for them to change it. It's maybe to take some time. And I wouldn't be surprised if they are calling for the change of this, then they'll have to set up a committee or another committee, and then it has to do with money. So this is something that has been there for long. You start with your own money, and then as it gets on, the government comes to pay you, and sometimes the government even delays in paying. So with what EduWatch is saying, imagine you going for someone who is not financially stable, and then the person has to cook for students whose population are, almost reaching 1,000. or
Yeah.
500.
Or even more than that.
Or even more than that. Government schools are more. Students of government school, the population are more than private school. I'll put it that way. Because the public school tends to be free, sort of free. But in the private school, you have to pay. So with the government side, then they should go for someone who is financially stable. Or be financially stable. Even if the government does not pay you, maybe the government is supposed to pay you at the end of this month, and then you don't receive the money, you still don't feel the hit that much, because you know definitely they are going to pay you. But someone who is not financially stable, and then you go in for this contract, and you are depending on the government, and you see the government is not someone you can, fully depend on.
Yeah.
So
right.
with what they are saying, for me, I believe is the right step they've taken. They should go in for the right people who are financially stable.
So you are saying that even if the person doesn't have the competence to cook a good meal, and the person has the money, simply because they can pre-finance the feeding, they should just go in for the person.
I'm not sure that's how it is, because there is this woman I know at my place. Even before they give you the contract, I think they have a period of days you go for some sort of training, not per se of how you cook, but how to ensure that you maintain hygiene. 100% hygiene, because mind you, it is food. When it's poisonous or when it's contaminated, it's going to affect the health of these students. So they go through some form of, I think, training for 3 days or a week, and then after that, they don't just give you the contract like that. No.
Yeah,
they don't.
They
ensure that they ensure that you are competent
Before.
enough before they give you that contract. So it's not only about being financially stable. I'm sure they would do that, because they've been doing it for long. They don't just give the contract. So you are financially stable near the amount, then you cook anything at all. No, they don't do that. They ensure, and I think the first week you start that. The district or the GES office in your area, the boss, I think he goes around to see the kind of food they feed the people, and then they interrogate with this student. How is the food? So you know students. How is the food?
They will tell
you the truth, whether it's nice or
you.
they will tell you. So they go around, talk to these students. Like, are you enjoying the meal? Is it good? Have you encountered any, let me say, stomach ache or something? When you start with, when they start feeding your stuff, so they go around to do all these things. So I feel like they are not going to give the contract to only people who are financially stable, but they are going to give it to competent caterers. That is why I feel like they've terminated the other contract so they can reset.
But even with the termination of the other contract, they said they don't even know why they terminated their contract.
That's the caterers.
Yes.
But the person in charge said they've spoken to them. They don't even know. They say some of them does not even exist, but they are just as the way we have ghost names and they are being paid.
Their names are in the system.
Some caterers are also they are ghost cooking for these students, and they are being paid. So they want to reset it. Okay. You see, so. It's a good one.
Yeah. So you think it's a good one?
Oh, yeah,
that Eddie Walsh is coming out to urge the government to, employ or give the contract to the caterers who have the financial capacity. Miss Regina, do you agree with that too? You still stand by your word?
Yeah, I still stand by my word.
All right, moving on. Transport fares, GPRTU hint at imminent reduction. The Industrial Relations Officer at the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, Abbas Imoro, has hinted at an imminent reduction in transport fares, promising commuters some relief as the Ghana cedis continues to gain strength against the US dollar. Imoro revealed that ongoing negotiations between transport operators and the Ministry of Transport are nearing a conclusion, with a final meeting scheduled for Tuesday, May 20th, which is today. According to him, the talks are focused on fare reductions that reflect the appreciation of the city, assuring commuters that the outcome of the meeting would bring some relief to their pockets. This is what he said. It was a marathon meeting. The transport ministry is looking for some percentage, and the transport operators are also looking for some percentage. Finally, we closed halfway. We are going back, and tomorrow we'll come and meet them on the final decision. The meeting is about the reduction in fares, so the public should be rest assured that we will give them a similar reduction. I think that's good news coming from the transport operators, that there's going to be a reduction. So finally today the meeting will be finalized as to how much percentage they will be reducing the transport fares to. Yeah, so basically, how do you feel about that?
15%.
Oh, it's already been slashed, but anyways, so he said today. Today happens to be Tuesday and it's 20th. So they're going to finalize the meeting, and then they'll conclude on the, we don't want it to be as if we are seeing social media speculation. As the last time they said they've reduced transport fares, which was a lie. It was just social media speculation. So I think today they'll be going for the meeting, and then we'll definitely hear from them. And once we do, we will share with our audience. So how do you feel about that? The reduction of transport fares.
Excited. Very, very excited. Was transport? Why
Producer is happy. Usha chimpa.
Like, I'm very, very excited. Trust me. When you take your monthly salary, I would say 50% goes into transport, because you take vehicle like in and out every day. Even if you're not coming to work, I mean, you go to market, and there are certain things you cannot buy at the market closer to you. You have to go somewhere like Accra, and here you don't have a vehicle, you don't have a jet, so you only going for Churchill, and Churchill no easy. So we did 15% reduction. Trust me, I'm not the only person happy. Like, we are happy. We the passengers, we are really happy. But then we hope that it will reflect. It will reflect on the payments we make. Because if they're saying that they're going to reduce it by 15%, and then at the end of the day you get into the vehicle and they still take the same amount, or increase what they used to take before, then what is the use of the meeting? So I feel like we should see it happening. I mean, we should feel it. Maybe I used to pay 10 cedis, you get an SO, say that is 25 cedis. You see, you feel like you can feel the impact.
Yeah, I get it.
But in a case where you see at so, but the driver is still taking 10 cedis, who can't knock with any man's train. So one thing I'll also seek from them is they should talk to the drivers. Sometimes they go to the meeting, they decide on what to do, but for these drivers to abide by the rules, it's kind of very, very difficult. So I feel like they should ensure that the drivers abide by it, and whoever flouts it, punishment in common. Because you cannot play with our feelings. This has to do with our feelings. You are playing with our feelings and our emotions.
I can see Miss Debbie is so excited about
very,
it.
very, very,
and you're not the only
excited.
person. We are all excited, but we can see you are much excited than we are.
Very, very.
Miss Regina, what's your overview of the reduction of transport fares?
Okay, so the GPRTU have announced that they've reduced.
Yeah.
Okay, but are they the drivers?
Oh, they are not the drivers.
They are not the drivers.
But since the directive is coming from the authorities,
you can't give a directive because you are an authority without seeking or hearing from the drivers also. You can give a directive. What if they choose not to adhere to that? There's nothing you can do, and there's no sanction to that. You can't do anything.
So I think Mr. Imo is standing in for the Ghana Private Road Transport Union. So obviously it captures the drivers as well.
It doesn't.
It does.
In as much as these people are, should I say, we go hand in hand. That is why you go hand in hand. You have a communication with these people, these drivers.
This is GhanaTalks breakfast show.
Whatever directive you want to bring out. Just this morning, the Alliance of Drivers Ghana, they brought a press stating that GPRT announcement of 15% reduction in transport fares effective May 25th is illegal and not acceptable. The Alliance of Drivers Ghana has cited publications in the media by the GPRTU announcing reduction in public transport fare. We, Alliance for Drivers Ghana, treat such announcements as illegal and we won't accept it. We wish to inform the general public that there has not been any lorry fare reduction. Liter of fuel was 14 cedis 58 pesos and now is 13 cedis 23 pesos, only 4% reduction of fuel prices. Car insurance increased from 634 Ghana cedis to 710 Ghana cedis. Engine oil still not reduced. Station tickets from 2 cedis to 3 cedis. Car spares, DVLA charges still the same. So why the reduction in transport fares? We are asking the leaders of the GPRTU to consult spare parts dealers, DVLA insurance companies to reduce their charges before we accept the reduction of the fare. We therefore urge the general public to disregard the purported story because members of Alliance of Drivers Ghana would continue with their old transport fares till GPRTU do the needful. So this was signed by the national organizer, Mr. Ishmael, and also National Relations Officer, Kweku Boatin. So this is what they are saying. And in as much as we would be happy that transport fares are decreased, we should sometimes be factual, we should sometimes be reasonable with these people. They are also humans. They also have family to take care of. Just because one side of something has been reduced doesn't mean that other factors should be ignored. When there's such an increase in transportation, it deals with a whole lot. As he said, the DVLA charges, ticket fares, what is it called? The Aboso kind spare parts dealers. They are all contributing factors. If these prices would either increase or decrease, so it's not only based on fuel. That shouldn't be the yardstick for them to just get up and say that they've reduced fare, and you've even gone as far as dictating for them, giving a date as to when this would happen. This release clearly states that these people were not communicated with. You need to communicate with these people before you give whatever directive you want to give. So,
for the Alliance drivers, are they a whole entity on their own, or they are part of the GPRTU?
I would say they are also a different entity on their own. Like
but they are still part of the drivers union.
Yeah.
So if this release is coming out, then it means that these people were not consulted before they even went to meet with the.
Exactly.
But anyways, Mr. Moore said today they'll be finalizing the meeting today, and per what we are seeing, the reduction of transport fares does not only boil on fuel.
Yeah, it boils on a whole lot of things.
And yesterday we read that the drivers are also advocating that if the fuel has been reduced, spare parts should also be reduced. Yeah. So I think it's a good call. It's good they also came out with a release to make it clear to commuters that they were not consulted before, trying to reduce transport fares. So I think that is it. Miss Debbie, these people were not consulted, and GPRTU has already come out to say that.
How sure are we that they were not consulted?
No, looking at reading from the press release that they just brought out, they said it's unacceptable and illegal. It means that they also
they didn't inform them. You can still be informed and then think of doing your own thing and not applying to what they say.
So could it be that they were consulted, they didn't accept to reduce
so
the
let's
fares?
put it that way, because we can't say that they were not informed that they should reduce their prices. No. And trust me, these drivers, they have a leader, don't they? They have. And he's part of the meeting. And this is what the person is saying, that they will finalize today. So are you saying that since they started this meeting, they've not spoken to their people? No. They did. They did. So I would say they were informed, but they just don't want to abide by that because maybe they have their own personal reasons. They have their own personal reasons to that. And if this is what is happening, then it means they have to re-sit down and communicate with them again.
Even before they finalize and decide whether they want to reduce the transport fares or not. Because looking at right now, we don't even know who to believe. If we should listen to the Alliance Drivers Union or to the GPRTU.
Because if we should sit here and say that they were not consulted, because they're also saying something.
Let's assume maybe they were not consulted.
No. You said drivers phone. Almost semi-year. You see, no.
Some people accept it.
You know, for long, some time ago, even during the previous gap, some time ago, it's like there were reduction in fuel price, but they refuse. Reducing transport fares. So with those people, reducing it's a bad more. So they are not going to accept it that easy, and they are going to give you factors and reasons why they cannot accept it like that. But we cannot sit here and say that they were not informed. They were informed. To me, I believe they were informed, but they also have their own reasons. Because I was also kind of spare parts are also saying, EMFA.
And
they're also saying
spare parts are not being reduced, so why should they also reduce?
Almost the same.
Transport.
So I feel like they were communicated to, but there is some.
But I feel like they should, they should sit and then have a proper meeting. Because if we are reducing transport fares based on only fuel, then I think that won't be fair to the drivers. Because it's not only fuel they use to transport people. They have to maintain their cars. As she mentioned, they have to pay DVLA, roadworthy, and all of those tickets. Some drivers can be in the yard, especially when you go to Circle. Okoba, the money you pay. And all of these are not being factored before they are reducing price. Then I feel like we are not being fair with the drivers.
How are we not being fair? Don't you pay tax?
Oh no, we do.
You do pay tax, and you also pay tax.
The reduction of fuel shouldn't be the only reason to reduce. There are other factors as well. The spare parts.
Those has been factors they've been mentioning for God knows how many, how long.
But even that,
they have been mentioning spare parts as a main factor. Let's forget about the fuel. For the spare part, that's their main destination.
So how would you feel if you sit in a car and then the car is not? Is it
every day your vehicle gets spot?
No, it's not every day.
You have a problem with your engine that you have to repair it. So 2 CD or 3 CD now be reducing. We say asem.
But you are reducing. That money every day, and each person's money is being reduced at that instant. Do you know that?
Each person's money is being reduced.
It's being reduced.
I pay
so
tax,
assuming you pay 5 cedis, and now I'm going to pay 3 cedis. Everyone in the car is
going to pay 3 cedis, and that's it.
And that's a huge loss.
It's not.
It is.
It's not. It is not a huge loss.
Why do you say it's not?
It is not a huge loss.
Because if you are using just fuel,
they are just refusing to do the right thing.
How are they refusing not to do the right thing?
Spare part, and I know that's. See, for long, I know for them.
Let's
that
analyze.
They always say that spare parts, and just like Abuso Air said,
this is GhanaTalks breakfast show, your morning companion.
Then reduce the price. Then why should we reduce transport fares? You get it? But this, you have to, madam. This one they have to. I pay tax.
So you have 5 things you work with, and just one has been reduced, and you expect me to reduce my price.
So if one has been reduced, and then you are supposed to reduce the fare. Let's say you pay 5 cedis. And then you're supposed to reduce the fare like 3 cedis. And one has been, what are you supposed to do? And it's at 3 cedi, maybe 4 cedi.
Whilst
the
other factors hasn't been reduced, I should reduce it because one.
Yes.
And even that is just 4% too.
You have to.
They used to buy fuel for 14 cedis. 14 cedis.
You all have to enjoy, madam.
And now it's 13 cedis.
Even if you are feeling the
heat. No, look at the reduction. Look, the reduction is 1 cedi. So
it's 1 cedi. Yes.
And because of that, they should reduce it.
You reduce it.
I mean, you sit in car. As to whether you pay or not, that one is on to you.
they have to.
As to whether you pay or not. And I'm going to say
they have to reduce the price. Then they've been saying this.
If fuel prices are reduced,
it's not something new to me because it's the same song they have been singing all over again. it's the same song they have been singing from
No, we get it. It's good news the fuel prices has been reduced. But what about the other factors? Have you thought of the other factors? The spare parts, the tickets, the DVLA insurance,
that one you're
the
supposed to
roadworthy.
pay. Even before you go in for the vehicle, the this thing you sign and everything tells you that you're supposed to pay for DVLA, you're supposed to pay for this.
And did you read in a press release that these things have also been increased from 2 cedis to 3 cedis?
It has been increased. Yes, it has been increased. So for they've decreased for, so we should
Debbie,
you
are being unconsiderate.
No, this is not about unconsiderate, sister.
Miss Regina,
they have to reduce it.
Do you agree with Miss
Debbie? It should be 4 cedis or 4 cedi 50%. That 50% to buy pure water.
Your father is not a driver. That's why. My dad is not either. But if we come to analyze it, I think if we only ball on olive fuel to reduce,
it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't. And the reduction of the fuel is just 1 cedi.
And they've increased charges from 634 Ghana cedis to 710 cedis. That is 76 cedis difference.
Look at that.
And you want
because fuel has been reduced,
you want it to be reduced.
Oh, I think in a way I agree with the alliance. Oh, come on.
Say yeah.
Anyway,
say yeah. They should reduce it.
Oh, if we don't have a problem, if they reduce it, fine. But as to whether someone else can, as to whether you pay or not,
they should reduce it. Even if they don't reduce it, we'll still pay because it's but they should reduce it.
Miss David doesn't want to accept that. All right, let's move on. We got many things wrong. Please forgive us. Baumia begs Ghanaians. Former Vice President and 2024 flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, has acknowledged the shortcoming of the NPP-led administration, offering an apology to Ghanaians while appealing for renewed trust ahead of the upcoming general elections. Speaking at an engagement in London, Dr. Baumia admitted that although the NPP had made significant strides in governance, it had also made notable mistakes. He said, in a candid and reflective tone, he said, the NPP did a lot of work. That's no doubt about that. But we did not get everything right. We got quite a few things wrong. And I think that on my own behalf, on behalf of the party and the government, I apologize to all of you for us not getting the things right that we should have gotten. He assured Ghanaians that the party has taken stock of its errors and is committed to doing better if given another mandate. He added, I believe that if by the grace of God we have another opportunity, I believe that we will get many things right because we have learned the lessons of where we are going. This is coming from former Vice President Dr. Baumia. He's begging us, he's begging Ghanaians. Oh, why? If you give us another opportunity, we promise you we will do better. Miss Debbie, is this what you have been waiting for instead of the thank you talk?
They've delayed. They've delayed. They should have said this thing. They are now saying it. But well, you see, as one the same crowd to turn on channel. Because you near a collaboni bola. So there, na so the okokra or bar. Or such an offense. So with what they are saying.
They say they beg.
They beg.
They are begging Ghanaians.
They are begging Ghanaians.
Do you think they are feeling the heat now?
Oh yes, they are. They are feeling the heat. And the reason why they are feeling the heat the more is what they were not able to do. It looks as if this administration is kind of doing it faster. Yes.
Yeah, effortlessly.
You get it. So I'm sure they'll be thinking of how come we find it so difficult in doing this and all of a sudden all this. So they are trying to, realize their mistakes. And it's good. As a human being, they are overformed. But you realize your mistake, you come back and then you realign yourself. But he said, yeah.
But they couldn't get everything right, so they apologizing to Ghanaians. We beg, if you give us another opportunity, we promise we'll do better.
I don't see the MPP to be,
coming
a party,
soon.
No, a party that will change.
Oh, you don't believe in change?
I don't believe they will change.
Oh my God, my heart just broke.
No, I beg. I don't believe they will change.
You don't believe they will change? But he's giving us the assurance that if we give them the mandate again.
I don't believe. So we give them.
So at this juncture, you are saying you've lost faith in the
Oh
NPP.
yeah, 100%. I'm not.
But why
I'm
did
not
you
in for a political party? But trust me.
But why have you lost faith in them?
Oh, everything shows, like everything tells. I've lost faith in them. They
so
promise us heaven on earth. Oh, Charlie.
You had so much faith in them.
The way, like the former president, the initiative he was bringing on board was so enticing. One constituency, $1, so 1 million. One district, one factory. One village, one dam. I don't know whether your village you have the dam. Me, I don't have the dam in my village.
Maybe it's the Sogakoped dam.
Okay, maybe. See, the initiative they brought on board was perfect. Trust me, come to me, oh, it will help. Oh. But see,
but
so long as they accept that, oh, from so now I will be happy saying they'll come and point it out. If so say we are in debt, so we accept that. But we'll still receive them.
So apology accepted.
Oh, apology accepted.
All right, Miss Eugenia, do you accept
the corruption in the Sikano?
They should be. Miss Regina, do you accept Baumien's apology to all Ghanaians, including yourself? I say, if you give us another opportunity, we promise to do better.
Yes, said to err is what?
Human.
To forgive us.
Divine.
So, in as much as these people have wronged us in their past administration or in their past ruling, I do think that one thing a human or a reasonable human can do is to apologize, and which they have done after a while now. But the only thing I'm disappointed is you embarking on a thank you tour before rendering an apology to fellow Ghanaians. We fellow Ghanaians, we deserve an apology before you even embark on any kind of thank you tour initiative. And even with this thank you tour initiative, it's brought another brouhaha. It's brought a whole lot of issues which I felt was not supposed to be so. But since they've come out to apologize, fine, apology accepted on my part, but I don't know for other people, I don't know for other Ghanaians, but that shouldn't be a yardstick for them to still come out to be playing the blame game. That is all they know how to do best, the blame game. Instead of you to just be positive, instead of you to accept your wrongs, but you wouldn't do that. You just want someone, or you just want to find someone to pin your issues on. You want to find someone to pin your incompetency on. So with the apology, we do accept, but
and
trust
he actually said this in London. Do you think that was the right platform for him to use?
Was it London people that voted for him?
You get it.
Wait, he was
no, speaking at an engagement.
Apology not accepted.
Speaking at an engagement in London.
Not accepted.
Then he said that. So I kept asking myself, was that the right platform for him to have used to apologize or to communicate this to we Ghanaians?
No. Apology not accepted. I've changed my mind.
You changed your mind?
Yes.
You think you should have just come down to Ghana?
Yes.
And then
because
said that?
Because it was Ghanaians who voted you out because of what you felt like you've done wrong. And even during their thank you tour, they were actually saying a different thing altogether. That is also an opportunity where you can actually tell the people that
that was actually the chance they had.
Was the chance, but
to
they didn't. They were rather stabbing people.
And you went all the way to London.
Yes. So
at an engagement.
So what do you take we Ghanaians for? One, you don't respect us, and two, what you are saying, you see the reason why I say they can't change. For me, it is not from within.
So you think they didn't use the right platform
to
they didn't. Communicate?
They didn't. That was very bad.
Oh, come on.
That was.
I saw it. I was like speaking at an engagement in London.
And that's
recently he went to London to hold an event.
Yeah.
And in the midst of the event, he said that.
To do that. The digitization.
I feel like that would be quite embarrassing for you to even stand on that podium too. For me, in my opinion. Anyway, before anyone comes for me, it's in my opinion too. All right, so this is where we draw the curtains for the news headline review. Up next, we have Debbie's Girl.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Welcome to Tuesday's edition of Debbie's Girl on GhanaTalks Radio, where we deal with matters that concern the state. Now, my attention was drawn to something early this morning. Let's read this together. Former Member of Parliament for Anya Soutuom, Dr. Dixon Adomako Kisi, has called on seasoned statesmen such as legal Chachu Chikata and former Speaker of Parliament, Professor Mike Okwe, to pass the baton to younger generations. According to the former lawmaker, the time has come for these distinguished elder citizens to step back and focus on mentoring young people to take up leadership roles. So he said, "It is about time our old people allow the young ones to shine. Chikata has been in law courts for decades. You have a right as a lawyer to say that this is my chamber. Let Bila now go and handle this so that you let our youth also work. The law hasn't certainly changed over the years. Yes, you gain more experience as you work." I have the same thing about Professor Mike Okwe within the New Patriotic Party. I am like, forgive me, we respect you, but there comes a time that these names have to stay in the back and groom the young ones. And with greatest respect to Chachu Chikata, I woke up from my mother's womb hearing his name, and this man is still in court. This is not an NDC issue. I think that some of our old ones, and that is how this country will grow. They don't allow the youth to work, and they are holding the line and not allowing us. Well, so this is basically from the former Member of Parliament for Anya Soutu. He is saying that the old people we have in our institution, whether it has to do with the law court, whether it has to do with the education sector, the health sector, they have to come home and rest so that they'll push the young ones to take over those positions. And you know, Professor Michael Kwe is a very respected man in this country, and I mean a very prominent leading figure in the New Patriotic Party, and he was also the former Speaker of Parliament. Then we come to Chachu Chikata. He is an academic and a lawyer, and he was also the former, I think, Chief Executive of National Petroleum Corporation. And these people, I mean, they've played key roles in both sectors, because Chachu Chikata is from the National Democratic Congress, and then Professor Michael Kwe is also from the New Patriotic Party. And this two has, I mean, played a very major role in their various parties, as well as, I mean, helping the development of this country. And you can see that they are grown. I mean, they are grown. Looking at them, they are grown. Although, when you need some sort of advice, you can go to them, because they've been in the party for so long, and they've been, I mean, in their various careers or their personal careers for so long. They've experienced, I mean, what it has to do with you being a lawyer. You get it? And then they know the do's and the don'ts. So you can actually go to them for advice. But you see, it's about time these people come home to rest. No one is sacking you. No. No No one is asking you. But then we have a lot of youth out there that are done schooling and they need opportunity. To put into practice what they've learned. But they're in the house. I wouldn't use Chachu Chikata and Professor Michael Kwe alone, because I would say they are the prominent people known. And so that is why the former member of parliament for Anya is, pointing at them. But then when you go into our health sectors, our education sectors, you can see people that they are old enough. And sometimes, some of them, when they come to class to teach, you see, there was this lecture of experience when I was in the university. It was very bad. He comes to teach like a seconds, and then the rest is, something else. And you can see that this man is old enough to be in the house with his grandchildren, resting, and then allowing the young ones to take over. But no. That's not what we want. And I've not seen that in this country before. You can go to sectors, let me say 99% of the institutions we have in this country, especially government institutions, you will see people who are old enough, people who are in their 60s, in their 80s, 90s, occupying big positions. And then the young ones who are coming up and are supposed to occupy those positions with as you grow, your level of thinking decreases. It decreases as you grow into your 60s, your 80s, your 90s. You have that mind. You've experienced, like, you have a lot of experience. You can advise the youth. But when it has to do with, critical thinking or something, it is very difficult. And so, even see, if only your doctor will be sincere to you, I think at the age of 50 or 60, they even advise you to stay at home. Don't engage yourself with anything, anything that will have complication on your health or something. You are supposed to sit in the house, relax. You see, you relax and then you mentor people. You train them when they need advice. What is so nice that you've mentored people, you train people, and then you see them taking up your position. When you sit down, like, you just smile because they are walking in your steps. But that's not what we see in this country. No. When the 20s, mid-20s, early 30s, 31, 32, 25, 26, 28, 29, they go to seek employment. Even though you are capable, but you will not be given that nod. No. Not in Ghana. You will not be given that nod. And then we'll go in for people who are old. I'm not saying when you are old, you cannot, you cannot reason or something. You can. But see, everyone has to experience it. Then why do we go to school? Because we go to school because we want to acquire knowledge. And after acquiring those knowledge, we want to put it into practice. But then when we get to the institutions and they are being occupied by people old enough to be our grandfathers and they are supposed to be resting for us to take on, then what is the essence? So please, we are pleading with you in our various institutions. Please come back home and come and rest. This one day we are pleading. Come home and rest. Your bed is calling. Please. So that the young ones will take on. They will take after you. It's very nice when you mentor them. It's very nice when you teach them. See, the most happiest person on this earth is teaching someone and then seeing the person being successful. Go and ask your teacher. If your teacher should see you today and where you've gotten to, sometimes they seem like they are so proud of you. Very, very proud of you. You will see a teacher teaching someone today, the person has become a medical doctor. The person has become a nurse. The person has become sometimes a lecturer. Not at his level, but let's say somewhere in the university. The person has become a lawyer, a journalist. They see you and they are very proud of you. Because they've impacted something. And they've seen that the impact they've made on your life has not gone waste. It has bear fruit. I mean, sometimes you go to institutions or health sectors, your teacher just get and then he sees you, be like, wow, that's my students, and they're very proud. So please, we are begging our old men. Please, we are begging you. Even if the government doesn't want to take action to allow you to go and rest, please, you yourself, leave the space for us so that you will occupy it. We are pleading. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Girl.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that girl. Miss Regina, what do you have for us today?
In today's history, Cameroon celebrated National Day commemorating the 1972 referendum that led to the country's transition from a federal to a unitary state. Today is recognized as World Bee Day and World Meteorology Day, highlighting the importance of bees in pollination and the science of measurement respectively. On this day, 1983, the Church Street bombing occurred in Pretoria, South Africa, a car bomb planted. The armed wing of the African National Congress exploded, resulting in 19 deaths and injuring over 200 people. This was one of the most devastating attacks during the anti-apartheid struggle. 1964, the Pretoria Art Museum officially opened in apartheid-era South Africa. This institution became a significant center for art and culture in the region, moving to few did you know for today. Did you know that curiosity actually activates the brain's reward system? Curiosity does activate the brain's reward system. When we are curious, our brains release dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and anticipation of rewards. This dopamine release enhances learning and memory formation, making it easier to remember information, even incidental details. Did you know that elephants mourn their dead? Elephants have been observed exhibiting behaviors that suggest they mourn the loss of their beloved ones. They frequently return to the site where the deceased herd members died, and they may even engage in behaviors like touching and examining the remains. Did you know that spiders recycle their webs by eating them and using the nutrients to spin new ones? Many spiders recycle their webs. They dismantle old webs and eat the silk, using the protein and nutrients to construct new ones. This efficient recycling process helps spiders conserve resources, especially for those that rebuild their webs frequently, like the orb weavers. And that's all for today on Today in History and Did You Know, live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Elephants mourn.
They
have a way of mourning.
Yeah.
They don't burn their ashes. They don't bury them.
And how would the elephants do that? I'll say most of the times, if maybe no human is involved, where the animal died, and since the elephants see that this is where these animals died, they go back to that same spot to mourn. They sometimes also with their trunk.
Yeah.
Trunk school. With their trunk, they collaborates. They
join it together.
Yeah.
And spiders also eat their web.
Yeah.
To gain nutrients. To re-weave it again.
Exactly. So they are not like humans.
So meaning their web that we've been seeing, we've been clearing, it has nutrients in it.
Yeah. So you start eating it.
Oh,
it will help you.
Come on.
It will help you.
That's not the kind of energy I'm looking for. And you mentioned something about curiosity.
Yeah. So curiosity actually activates the brain's reward system, making learning feel exciting and satisfying. You know, sometimes when you're curious, you know,
Yeah,
something
you are so eager.
Exactly.
And then even when you're reading it, you want to learn more.
Exactly.
So I think we should be curious to learn. Yes, because if you are
it's good to
curious,
learn.
yes, if you are curious to learn something, we shouldn't learn simply because maybe we have an exams and then I think we should be curious about
Yeah.
it.
You know, I think research states that as a normal human being, once you come out of bed, you need to read something before you leave the house. Or in your daily activities, you need to at least read.
The only thing I remember I read is the time.
Read.
Before I leave the house is the time.
You know, reading activates, and should I say it activates, it also revives your memory.
Yeah, it does. And I feel like if you read to it makes you feel active. Yeah, it does. Miss Debbie, do you read often before you leave the house?
Well, with that, no. But in my leisure time, I do read. I like reading novels.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I've seen videos already. The decongestion has already started. Yeah. So I think you can log on to our TikTok and Instagram and go and see the videos for yourself. How the action is taking place. Akamea is working, but they are not lashing anybody.
Abaye.
All right, this is where we draw the curtains for the first segment of the Ghana Talks breakfast show. Right after this, we'll be going for the news, and after the news, we will be coming up with the second segment. Please stick and stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm with level bam. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, and we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. Martin didn't say about Sam. No, on the Friday, and you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say no artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Or you singer and now you rapper, you think say you get bars, you go fit spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio and yes say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app no our Play Store and the App Store. Na tune in and say this what you see baba live on Facebook, ko Instagram, any Ghana Talks Radio page and so now listen. E be your fire. One year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Good morning and welcome to the morning news broadcast on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, Ghana Police Service partners Youth Employment Agency to recruit 12,000 youth. Over 3,000 affected by flooding in Kole Klote. Movement for Change decries lack of progress in mitigating floods. Ghana Water Company Limited eyes public plastic meters to deter theft. These and many more coming up shortly. And sports, business, and showbiz. To stay with us. The Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Employment Agency has collaborated with the Ghana Police Service to recruit 12,000 young people as community police assistants. This initiative aims to provide employment opportunities for Ghana's youth while supporting community policing efforts. The program seeks to engage youth in community policing, promoting safety and security, whilst providing employment opportunities. Malik Basintali affirmed his stance of creating jobs for young people and helping them contribute to facilitate youth employment empowerment.
Gentlemen, we are here today because we found some 12,000 jobs within the Ghana Police Service. Every day and any time I wake up, the first thing that comes to mind is where I can find jobs for young people out there. And His Excellency the President, who is willing and waiting to hear for the number of jobs that have been found and the number of jobs that have been delivered to young people. And so, Mr. Minister, today we have found 12,000 more jobs for young people out there, and we are willing to execute and implement that in the coming days. Unemployment is high, and whether we like it or not, some 1.8 billion young people out there are in search of jobs. Some are in search of security jobs, some are in search of entrepreneurial jobs, some are in search of skill development. And so one of the things I said to myself was, no matter how small the job is, it's my duty to find it, it's my duty to make it available, because someone out there is in search of that particular job.
We are doing this to help us reset our country and to focus on the 24-hour economy by trying to see what we can do together to make sure that the 24-hour economy survives and survives well. As we all know, the number of police officers that we have across the country will not be adequate to enable us carry out all the functions. So in order not to compromise the security of our country, we decided to go into a partnership with the Youth Employment Authority. This time,
moving on, NAPCO Director for Clotti and the Assemblyman of Adona has revealed that over 3,000 people have been affected by Sunday's downpours. NADMO stressed that the flooding is attributed to the overflow of the choked Odo drain. According to NADMO, there is a need for improved drainage infrastructure to prevent similar flooding incidents in the future. They stress that raising awareness about the significance of proper waste disposal and drainage maintenance could help mitigate the risk of flooding in our communities.
We can see this is more or less a ritual, because every year we face such problems. And so yesterday night the place was flooded, and this morning, from yesterday night, we started the assessment. So we went through all the municipal areas, flood-prone areas, which everything is fine except Odola, which is flooded and there is problems. You can also see this earth drain. It has been here for a very long time, and this time we are not going to say sorry, but we must fix it. So we have gathered a report, and we are supposed to send a report to administration, and administration will take it up and make sure we deal with it. So for now, assessment has been done. Report will come out. Then from tomorrow we'll start collecting the debris and the refuse around everywhere. Then we take it from there. Very important. As the garage is also working on it, and the president promised that they will make sure they will fix that problem so that at least we will be free from some of these problems. Okay. Yeah, our people because we are in a low land area, all the debris and the refuse are coming from the upper stream, and we can't do anything than to make sure. So we are going to, in the report, there will be sister city program, so that they will also make sure the accredited companies around their area will also be on board and make sure they collect refuse from households so that they will not put it in the gutter to reach here. That is it. For now, it's about, let's say, around 3,000 households from what we have.
In related developments, spokesperson for the Movement for Change, Andrew Apia Dankwa, has expressed frustration over the recurring flooding in Ghana. He lamented that despite annual discussions about the incident, no meaningful action is taken to address the root cause of the issue. He emphasized that better urban planning and zoning regulations could prevent development in flood-prone areas. Mr. Andrew highlights the need for a more proactive approach to addressing flooding in Ghana.
Yeah, in fact, I'm not a prophet, like I'm not a doctor. Understand? But if there's one thing I can predict, that around May, June every year, we'll have these issues. And it's a collective failure on all of us as a people. Why? Because we failed to, all of us, to choose proper leadership. You see, like Prof is saying, that government does not have the eye, but government will have the eye if we decentralize governance. Government will have the eye if we do proper decentralization. Yeah, understand?
The system is decentralized.
No, just in writing, but not really.
So the practice is not there.
Yeah, we must do proper decentralization. Yeah, because we have building codes. We all know that when it comes to enforcement of the building codes, it's a duty of what's called the local government. When it comes to planning and enforcement of the planning space, it's not central government that will do that. It is about the local government, because real governance is done at the local level. Real governance is done at the local level, and unless and until central government itself allows the local government to function properly, then we'll just be doing talk show. I will come here after every rain. It's sad, we don't seem to learn. I love football, and it's sad that I have to bring this experience. Brought disaster. The response of the British government was to radically change how football supporters experience their football experience. To the extent that right now, people, it's like a family event. People take their children or sita. That was a response, a radical response to a disaster. Sadly, was it May something?
Yeah, May 9th.
No, not May 9th. The June 3rd disaster.
20.
It's like we don't learn. After this monumental disaster, we seem not to be learning. Yesterday, personally, I was not impacted because I like green. So when you come to my house, most of the space is green. But
I don't understand.
The rest are all green. And it's even in our building codes.
Yes.
So why are they not, if people build on
that's the responsibility I was talking about.
But central, because it's all at the top.
Another story, the managing director of Ghana Water Company Limited, Adams, has proposed a solution to the growing of water meter theft in Ghana. He suggests that water meters should be made plastic instead of metals to discourage scrap dealers from unlawfully stealing them. According to him, plastic meters might be more cost-effective to produce and replace them than metal meters. He highlights the need for innovative solutions to address the issue of water limited, can reduce the theft and improve the overall efficiency of its operations.
Yes, that is what I'm working on. And you don't just go and procure, bring the meters, because we have certain specifications that they must meet. So we have a meter shop, that's Accra East. So anybody who is interested in supplying, you have to supply samples. We take it there. They have to do robust checking. So if you bring the plastic one and it doesn't meet the robust checking and meeting the specification, it will be a challenge. But our interest and what I'm looking for is a company that can provide plastic meters so that the scrap dealers will not have any business in stealing the meters. Because if not, we provide those with brass, then we'll continue to lose them daily. Because if Accra West alone, every month 60 meters are gone, Take Accra East, which has a customer population of over 700,000. So you can see. So we have to adapt to the challenges that emerges as we progress.
Indeed.
It still produces very small quantities. One pot line that produces about 242,000 bottles a day. That is just too small. We are testing another second pot line.
Okay.
But I think that we need to invest because it has a reputation in it, and then let it produce just like you see, in every institution it's sometimes good to diversify. And bottle takes it direct from pump and a small quantity, and we realize that people even in their homes now don't want to drink from the tap. People are used to.
Okay.
So it's another market that we take the bottled water, put it in the car or in the house, in the fridge, they have bottled water. So we are just trying the market. That's why the quantity is a bit small.
In business, Finance Minister Dr. Kaiser Atoforsen has praised the Ghana cedi's strong performance against major global currencies, describing it as a major shift in the country's economic trajectory. Speaking at the swearing-in of members of the governing board of the Ghana Gold Board in Accra, Dr. Forsen disclosed that the cedi had appreciated by 16.7% against the US dollar as of May 13th, marking a sharp turnaround from the same period last year. As of May 13, 2025, the Ghana cedi has solidified its position as the standout performer among global currencies, achieving a remarkable 16.7% appreciation against the US dollar year to date, it said. This marks a significant reversal from the 13.4% depreciation observed in the same period of 2024, with the cedi earning recognition as the top performing currency in April 2025, he added. Dr. Forsen credited the improvement to coordinated policy effort between the Bank of Ghana and the Finance Ministry. This rally stemmed from a robust policy framework underpinned by synchronized monetary and fiscal measures as well as favorable global context. The central bank, in close collaboration with the Ministry of Finance, has adopted a stringent monetary policy complemented by aggressive liquidity sterilization, he explained. He further expressed confidence that the work of Gold Board would help sustain and enhance the cedi's stability. The activities of the Gold Board stand to further strengthen this performance. In fact, it will change how both the Ghana cedi and Ghana's foreign exchange accumulation will behave in the future, Dr. Forsen added. Still on business news, the Ministry of Energy has dismissed recent calls from the minority in Parliament for the publication of a load management timetable amid ongoing power outages commonly referred to as doomsaw. In a statement issued on Monday, May 19th, the ministry, through its spokesperson and head of communications, Richmond Roxon, emphasized that Ghana's current power generation capacity is adequate to meet national demand, including during peak periods, whilst acknowledging that we inherited an extremely challenged distribution system. The government and the power sector players continue to take the needed steps to permanently resolve these challenges. The ministry further stated that there is no justification for a load shedding timetable at this time. The current power generation capacity is sufficient to meet peak demand, hence there is no basis for a load shedding timetable at this time, the ministry stated, reaffirming the government's dedication to ensuring stable electricity supply. The ministry assured Ghanaians of its commitment to addressing distribution issues and sustaining consistent power delivery. The government remains committed to the consistent provision of electricity to the Ghanaian people, the statement said. In sports, a few weeks ago, Nations Football Club forward Emmanuel Arnold scored his 4th goal in Nations 2-0 win over Kumasi Asante Kotoko in the Ghana Premier League. He proceeded to celebrate the goal by taking off his jersey to display "I belong to Jesus" inscription on his shirt, in a move that breached the Ghana Football Association's rule on displaying religious and political messages. Arnold was subsequently fined 500 Ghana cedis for the act and looked to have heeded to Nations head coach Kasim Okansi caution to his players not to repeat the act after scoring in Nations FC 4-1 win over Legon Cities on Monday, May 19th at the University of Ghana Stadium. Arnold tagged the ball into the bottom right side of the net after a brilliant run and checking the ball onto his stronger foot to create space for the shot in the 66th minute. Former Bechem United player Arnold knelt and pointed to the sky with his jersey still this time around to celebrate the goal. Nations lead the Ghana Premier League standings with just a point with 3 games left to play in the campaign. In showbiz, Sesame Street and Netflix have struck a deal that will see the popular US television show appear on the streaming platforms while still being available on the free-to-air channel PBS. Netflix said the iconic program is a beloved cornerstone of children's media, enchanting young minds and nurturing a love of learning. From later this year, Netflix will offer its 300 million subscribers around the world a new 56th season of the show and 90 hours of previous episode. Sesame Street was facing an uncertain future after entertainment giant Warner Bros. Discovery, which owns the HBO platform, did not renew its deal with the half-century-old program. Under the deal, PBS will get access to episodes on the same day they are released on Netflix. In the late 1960s, Sesame Street co-founders Lloyd Morissette and Joan Jens Coney approached Harvard University's Graduate School of Education with a novel way of teaching American children. A team led by a developmental psychologist worked with the Sesame founders analysis childhood psychology and produce entertaining lesson. The work with Muppet creator Jim Henson to create characters like Big Bird with a set made to look like an urban street. Since its first airing on 3rd November 1969, millions of children have grown up with the show's theme. Can you tell me how get to Sesame Street? Over the decades, the program and its characters have gained a life beyond the small screen. Popular character Elmond stepped into the public policy spotlight in 2002 when he was invited to discuss music education at Congress during a child obesity epidemic in the U.S. in 2006. Sesame Street aired health habits segment designed to teach kids about diet and exercise. The Cookie Monster declared cookies sometimes food and taught children about a balanced diet. Former First Lady Michelle Obama also visited Sesame Studios to film a segment on healthy eating. Netflix has been increasing its focus on children's content, which accounts for 15% of viewing on its services. It also announced on Tuesday that new episodes of Peppa Pig and a mobile game with puzzles and coloring activities will be coming to the platform. The animated show is centered on the adventures of a 4-year-old piglet called Peppa, who lives with her family in a fictional British town. And that's all on the morning news broadcast. My name is Deborah Adoso. Thank you for doing the listening. Do have a good morning.
ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm level bam. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our Ghana Talks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. My 20 things about Sam. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say no artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Or you singer and now you rapper, you think say you get bars, you go fi spit fire. Now listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio and yes say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app no, our Play Store and the App Store. Na tune in and say this what you see baba live on Facebook, go Intakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page and so now listen. I be your fire. 1 year, Wading, Jajan.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wachi.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials. From Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show on Ghana Talks Radio. A very beautiful good morning to you wherever you are listening to us in the capital of Ghana. My name is Pakwesi Omari once again, and in the studios with me are my beautiful princesses. They are queens to other people, but you know, they are princesses to me, you know. They are beautiful, looking all smiley and doing kokonsa. I caught them, they lied to me, but it's all good. Ladies, how are we doing?
We are doing well.
Yeah.
And
you? Not bad myself. I've been feeling a little bit cold. I'm not one to feel cold, so I don't know. Now that I'm feeling cold, maybe it's a sign.
It's a sign that what?
You know, that maybe it's a sign. It's a sign. But then, how was the review today? I heard so many stories. Things are flying in the city. Hey. Oh, nice. Anyway, today is 20th.
Yeah, today is 20th.
The day that the mayor gave for the decongestion thing.
The decongestion.
So, have you heard anything about that?
I think we've seen videos on social media.
Okay.
Especially our page. Yes, we've seen that they've already started working.
Oh, okay.
And then taking some people off the pavements and those selling on the streets. As well.
Wow. So if you are listening to us, you can just go onto our pages on all social media platforms at Ghana Talks Radio, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, and on X. You will see footages of how the decongestion is going on by the mayor of Accra. You know, he's getting people off the pavement and is it footbridge and other places that they are not supposed to be. unlawfully selling or trading there, making it so difficult for drivers and pedestrians to even have access to the road lanes in the city. So yeah, it's ongoing, and we hope this time around everything goes smoothly. But when your resistance be
no,
okay, someone threatening will be
in the video you could see that he was talking to these people calmly, but yes, so they were should I say adamant. Some people were still adamant not to leave the place, and I've seen that they've confiscated some people's goods.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's good. It's very good.
My only problem is, how can we sustain these for long?
Yeah.
Today you've done it.
Yeah, we've seen it
tomorrow.
Before.
Exactly. And Abaye is not something that is new. It has been in existence for a very long time. It looks like these traders these traders or market women are used to it, and they know, oh, after all, I would just go and settle these AMA officials, give them something small, then they'll give my goods back to me. I'll still come back there tomorrow. Like, it's a whole lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's why they feel like entitled. But do you think it will be anything different this time around with the new mayor taking charge? Because he's actually leading the charge.
Yeah.
It's mostly they just leave it to the those we call the abayis to go in. But this time around, he's on the ground.
Yeah. I think he's resilient. He's determined.
Okay. Yeah.
Since he just got in Jipa,
so I think
exactly. So I think he wouldn't slack. He would make sure that these people leave where they are not supposed to be. But let's wait and see. If it's not maybe a one-time action, one-time partial something, we'd have to wait and see.
And with the one-time thing, I mean, that has always been our challenge. We start something, we just stop, then the challenge comes back, bite us in the face again. What do you think should be done, like this time around, if we really need to solve this permanently?
I think once they are sacking them from the pavement and then on the streets as well, they should make sure that they monitor and they supervise it as well. They shouldn't just go and do it a one-day show thing and then they leave it just like that. As Reggie said, we've seen it happen before. And then where did it get us to? We didn't really see them be able to sustain it for a longer period. So it's good the mayor is taking charge himself by taking a bold step to, lead the guys, and then whoever that is in charge of this to take it. But it shouldn't just end there.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just end there.
Okay.
Because obviously the traders are going to be like, oh, Yehuda. Oh, they know when they will come back.
Okay.
Obviously, that's what they will say.
Yeah, so
but it should be different.
They knowing when they will come back boils down to they employing more hands. This is an operation where all hands should be on deck. It shouldn't, as she said, it shouldn't be a one-time something, or it shouldn't be like, oh, we know when these people would be coming back to do this operation. So I believe that there are a lot of youth out there, a lot of people out there who you can just employ to be community police officers to make sure to see to it that these people do not go back to the same place you sacked them. So you just get, I feel that they lack personnels. Because these same set of people would be here, these same set of people will leave them and go to another jurisdiction. I think it would, should I say, be a burden to them. So just employ a whole lot of people, a whole lot of youth to
Station
just, exactly, yeah. It will deter these traders from revisiting their spots.
That's a fair idea. You see, yesterday, there was an MOU signed between the YEE and the Ghana Police Service to recruit some, is it 20,000 or 200,000 people?
The police.
Yeah. So we can actually utilize these people.
Yeah, we can.
If we slack and go back, that we are here this mission for 1 week, we are done and all that, they will come back to the streets. They will come and sell again. So with whatever we are doing, this time it should be permanent. As a term we take one step forward, we take 3 steps back. I hope you get me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's something that they really should be looking at it. They really should be. But then there is an argument on this decongestion exercise. People think the government is being inconsiderate.
How are they being inconsiderate? So they want to continue selling on the roads?
Because this is how they make a living for themselves. This is their livelihood. They have no other thing doing except selling. That's how they feed their families. That's how they provide for their kids and wards in schools. And now you are sacking them from the streets. How should they survive?
Government is not preventing them from selling. Just do it the right way. You are selling on the road.
Okay.
Hey, if you go to Accra, especially the fire service area, you wouldn't even know it's a road for vehicles. Seriously. And the drivers are coming and the traders are also insulting the drivers. You're on my road, man.
But then, if we are sacking them, where should they go?
Where should they go? Say we have marketplace, and even in as much as I'll say that these marketplaces are choked, you can still find another alternative that is far better than you occupying a pedestrian road or on the street where vehicles are supposed to pass. So what if mistakenly a vehicle loses its brake or its brakes fails and it veers? Now foul. So what would you do? Would you accuse or would you blame the government that the government is not supposed to do what they are supposed to do? See, sometimes I would say that we need to rule with strict hands. In as much as we are humans, we need to be considerate, but sometimes you need to just apply drastic measures. These people can't be talked to smoothly. Gone are the days where you talk to these people. That time is past. The time now is for action and not talks, not sugarcoating talks or whatever. Deal with these people. If you are supposed to go ruthless with them, go ruthless with them. In the video, as I mentioned, the Accra mayor was talking to these women calmly, but one was just talking back at him, and he had no choice than to do what he's supposed to do. You just take your goods away, and at the end of the day, you are the one at loss. Just listen, pack your things, and leave.
And it's not like they just came impromptu. You actually informed.
Exactly. Exactly. Yesterday we went to communicate with one person who was like, "Yeti haye cheno ombra."
Really?
The audacity.
You were daring him.
The audacity.
But you see, this audacity, let's take the root cause of this. They've been selling there for long. You see, when you do something for long, it becomes a norm. It becomes accepted. So it's more like we've accepted them. We've accepted these areas to be almost like a marketplace. So chasing them away, it's not something they are going to. But where is the root cause of this? Is it the government allowing them to start in the first place, or is
it's
the
not
people?
The government.
Even when you
in charge,
even if it was one person that was selling there, you
you
have to let that person know that where you are
selling
is not acceptable. So you need to leave there.
And government didn't do it for so long.
So the government,
in as much as the government has a role to play, I feel that those in charge of that sector, that is the road. Is it the road transport,
safety, and
road safety? They are the ones in charge of
when we speak of government, we are talking about these people who are in charge.
And even police officers. You know, a police officer has the authority to do to make sure that a rule is being enforced. So if you as a police officer, you know, sometimes you can even go there, then a police officer is standing there with them, engaging them in petty talks. So as the police officer, you also have a role to play. Enforce the rule, make sure that these people are not selling them, but rather we are indulging them. because we are indulging them, that is what is giving them the upper hand to think that it's right. But because we've prolonged something, because we are doing something for a period of time, doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right.
Okay. See, in regards to the police officers, let's take the Galamsey for instance. We all know that Galamsey is wrong, right?
Yeah.
And we had police here. Until they were commanded to go and fight it, they never went, even though they knew. So with them, unless they've been given the directive that, you know what, we want you police to sack these people from the streets. Well, that one they will. But until that directive comes from the government in position to handle these street hawkers and all, the police can't do anything.
No. Sorry to disagree with you. I'm a journalist.
Yeah.
I'm not on duty.
Yeah.
And I've gone to town and I see something happening around me, and I see that this exactly doesn't mean because I'm not on duty, my manager has not assigned me to that, so I shouldn't do it. As a police officer, when you are not on duty, whether you're on uniform or you are not on uniform, you go somewhere and law or orderliness is not taking place there. It is your duty as a police officer, as a law enforcer, to make sure that orderliness is set right there. If you are supposed to arrest. So you don't wait for a directive from wherever that directive is coming from. And do your job.
And even if they are not in uniform, these police officers are also expected to have their IDs with them all
and
the
handcuffs. You sometimes see a police officer on show uniform but handcuff. I know nature say papa we or your police officer. I know you are buying nipa.
Okay, what you are saying, I agree with you, but in this case, this will actually work when, let's say, and that's why I was asking of the root cause of it. Like you said, even if it was one person selling, we should let the person know that you are not supposed. At that moment, a police officer has every right.
Exactly.
But now that they are almost as a market there, the police can actually go and say, "Hey, we are chasing you." We are no.
Not like chasing them away, but I think it should be communicated to them. Where you are is a pavement, and it's for pedestrians, and this is not where you're supposed to be.
Exactly.
How when did the mayor give announcement
that
for
was
this
last week?
Yeah,
exactly.
I think that was last week.
So even though it was communicated to them yesterday, they were still there challenging the mayor. These people don't really need communication.
You know, some people have actually left the streets when they are crashed. Some people have actually left the streets, but to the ones that they feel their shoulders are high. Yes,
it's
they are like they are the ones that say yeah, we're higher.
We implement Kumasi mayors.
They come and whip them.
Oh, I don't think that's even necessary. The way they are confiscating their items, that works for me, because you had all the time not to be there to
pre-informed.
So I don't know. Obibini, Ghana.
Those in charge of that sector, I'll say they are incompetent.
Okay.
They don't know what they are doing. They don't know their job. I don't know why the government is still paying them. The government is still indulging them. The government still have these people in power.
And that's the AMA, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
I saw a video in the Western world, Western country.
Yeah.
You know, they also have a pavement, but people don't sell them.
Yeah.
You know Abaye?
Yeah.
They also have Abaye there. But these people are in the form of police officers.
They wear uniform.
Where you are selling is wrong. These people know that it's wrong. But once they see the police officers arriving, then they start packing their goods and they'll leave. But I'll say Ghana, it's like they have to give you a directive. They have to give you time.
They should tell you what to do when you know what you are doing is wrong. Hey,
seriously.
We've come to a place where it seems, unless we are forced to do something that we know we are supposed to do, we still won't do it. That's where we are as a country. And the reason to me, is because we've tolerated the lawlessness for so long.
Yeah.
It has become a norm.
For so long, too much.
See, there are people who have never seen La Paz, like the entire stretch of the road before.
Never. Unless during COVID.
Yes. They've never seen it because they always see it to be, oh, hanging at the higher market. Obeti una holding higher market. Exactly.
Is that sad?
But this is one of our major road edifices that, I mean, as soon anke betuma contain cars be far ebema plowing the road will be so easy and accessible.
So why won't they be in traffic and be loading?
I don't know where the problem is. I always say this: the ordinary Ghanaian is stubborn. Every human being is stubborn. We are like sheep or goats.
We need to be whipped.
Yes, in order. And until that order is being enforced, we will always go wayward. As you said, in the Western world, we have people who are also trying to sell on them. But once they see the police, because they know that these people, when they meet me here, they will catch me, they will find me.
Yeah.
Here, you will see a police officer sitting right beside a street vendor.
No, no,
Wait, how would they be respect?
Some no crown wakan or sign per number. So it makes it. I think the problem is with the law enforcers, the institutions responsible for making sure these things don't happen. They are not working right.
Yeah.
They are not serving their responsibility or services. They are at fault.
Yeah. True.
And now the people are facing the consequences. Onyama ya fe ebia ya fa odie ya fa me de ya de afra akọ. Ya kwasi ya kwaji. How are you going to know yours?
How would you know? Omumba chicha kramai.
And almost I mean, live there. You have a whole week.
And they even give a date, 20th, that they'll be coming. And you see how the audacity.
I'll see him.
King Kong to sit there. Oh God. You know, with this, that was last week. Dana Mubes is the biggest.
Yeah.
Was it on Friday? I got to when I saw, I showed a video to my mom and she was sad. I was like, why are you sad? And I said on Tuesday, the Accra Mayor will be going to all towns to make sure that the people selling illegally would be moved away. He shouldn't do that. And I said, you cry if it's you, I'll make sure that they take your things. Because what you are doing, I said, if you do it, I won't be able to pay. And I said, don't pay. You see, in as much as they are mothers, I feel that they are doing that because of us. But it's wrong. It's wrong. La Paz like this, as he said, what's happening about so? Las Palmas, in front of Las Palmas, to the road. It's like they've taken half of the road, though. So as you said, it's only one, just a baby feel, and mistakenly, now who could kabako. As passengers, we are supposed to stand on the pavement to wait for vehicles. But we are also standing on the road, in the road, because we don't have anywhere to stand. I feel they should also go there. They will get a lot of things.
They will go to all. I think they'll go to La Paz, Kaneshi, as they've been. They'll go to Medina. Medina, they will bank right.
And you know, after taking the things, they should just organize a fanfare.
Oh, me and me.
What you want? What you want? Like
it's
I'll go.
Too much. It's too much.
Me say sharp curve a car befa. No binyame si ho or ton.
You see, Medina, under the footbridge, there are 2 lanes. One lane is supposed to be used by pedestrians, and the other one is supposed to be used by vehicles who are moving to the Boche lane. All those sides is occupied. And Kofu the omo eyesi wa hangi omo ntare wo so omo ton ebi mpaboa ebi aseda bo like a cabinet selling there. So people don't even know that Hana was a Yafa Kobuchi. It's interesting. It's so interesting.
We say we have officers who are supposed to make sure that laws are being enforced. I wouldn't blame these traders.
No,
it's officers we will blame.
No. Me a me wa hey. Na no, me di aduane a die ye mfa. Mo waka say me pe aduane. No, but I mean that's just how it is.
Yeah.
If there is something that needs to be done, you are supposed to make sure I do it. Now share me ana man ya.
Yeah.
Na there be a me ye na be ka me hwa. Like I feel like and I didn't cry say hu here. Nti na wo cry there be a won kan.
Yeah.
Okay, almost shas na no. Nipa ba ko start ya na match no. Nipa if you use the foot bridge on Medina at Medina, you'll be shocked. There was a place called Roiko at Medina. How cried me who say nipa fasoda. You can't use it all. It's a market on its own. The people who bring their goods from the Adoso, those places to come and sell at Medina, that is where they sell it. That's their market. Nti what ube kwa ebi akoto onion and akoto tomatoes or something. Pedestrians can't use it too. No.
Wow.
No. And it's so bad.
Very bad.
So bad. And one thing I want the mayor to tackle is, right after sacking these people, the bus stops that they've turned into stations, lorry stations. I mean, they won't hear me pa. And you go and you see these people like, amen, pack, go here, pack here. A bus stop.
Like
they don't pick someone. Hey, woman, fine, you wanna be? No, I can't wait not to move. And they take dues from them.
Yeah,
like every
they
morning
do.
they take about 45 cedis from the drivers before they load. And what are they using that money for? Who gave them that authority? Who gave them that authority? It's, I don't know. I say Obia yen or pay or mining because that money clearly doesn't go to the government. So where is it going to? And there's a bus stop that drivers are supposed to just freely load and go.
Yeah.
Baby, I cry me your day because it's not a small fight.
No, it's not.
As easy as it looks today, the real challenge comes after today. How are you going to sustain it or maintain that sanity? Because these people, in their mind, I do a yesida or mobile palm or more the about crab a boy 1 week person moko any yes and why. That's at the back of their minds. So they clearly know that where are we camouflage just for some time. You will leave and they will come back.
Yeah.
So this time, if we want a permanent solution, what are we putting in place for them never to come back?
I think that also needs to be looked into.
Like a lot needs to go into this because this mayor, it's not every day that you'll be going on grounds to sack them. So today that you are sacking them, after today, what are you doing to make sure those you've sacked doesn't never comes back to the street to sell again? What are they doing? Are we still deploying the abayes or whatever we call them?
Yeah, I think that's the best thing. You just deploy them to all the places where you feel that these traders would occupy once you leave. You just deploy them to that place. I think that would help.
Anyways, the flood too. So far, Nadmo says that there haven't been any casualty yet.
But 4 people are dead.
4 people are dead.
4 people are dead. So why is Nadmo reporting that?
In Adenta,
yeah,
Adenta 3 people.
Really?
And another 4-year-old
from
girl.
the flats.
Yes.
Hey, I haven't heard this.
Oh, yesterday.
Wow.
I saw that in the news yesterday.
What happened? I'm shocked.
Flood now. Yeah, 4 died and 3,000 houses affected.
3,000 houses.
3,000 houses. And surprisingly, most people who are affected are the ones living in this big estates. I
think that, then I don't know this thing, that it seems most of these social issues all goes back to the assemblies.
Oh yeah,
they seem to be very useless, because when you look at most places that people have built their houses, these places are waterlogged areas that they shouldn't even build there. See, that entire enclave of Pantine to Abokobi is almost like a riverside. All the water that flows from mountains, it drowns down to these areas. And the first thing, according to history, one woman told me that back then they used to cross it was like a lake there on a boat. That Pantang area there.
Wow.
So it seems that whole area has been filled by sand to build there, but it was actually a water area. So in actual sense, they shouldn't have even built there.
Yeah, like nobody should actually be there.
They shouldn't have built there. Now we have estates there. The entire estate has flooded. The entire estate has flooded.
People's cars. Just say the way the houses have been submerged by the water. Wow.
What is wow?
Producer, please. Producer, I've sent you videos. So.
We are going to have a look at some of the videos and then see.
It is well.
It is. But they said that Nadmo. I think Nadmo is already on grounds and
yeah.
Nadmo has always been on grounds. But let me ask this: is Nadmo all about waiting for something to happen so that they come and provide relief?
You know, the last time we talked to one, and he said they don't wait for these things to happen before they either provide relief or they educate these people. They always have a conversation, or they always educate these people when it comes to flooding issues. If you know that you're in a situation like this, or if you know that your house will be flooded once it rains, just either leave the premises or just find somewhere else to be. But it looks like humans, after all. I've been in this situation all the time, so let me just stay and make sure that I
endure.
Exactly. So I feel that NADMO, they are doing their possible best, but we should also know that NADMO, they are just humans like us. They are not machines. They are not drones to be flying around, to be flying everywhere, to be at every is it hook and cranny and cranny? Yeah. But they are humans, so
They can't be everywhere. So you need to help yourself.
Exactly, help yourself.
Okay.
What if the time NADMO will get there, then the harm has already been caused?
Have you ever seen NADMO having a social education before? Even on televisions, have you ever seen some before?
Oh, on television, yes.
You have?
Yeah, I've seen
in
that.
communities, have you seen their
one.
officers or representatives in communities
For me, I haven't.
engaging people?
I only get to see them when issues like this happen.
Exactly. Now, you people have what it takes. You have the machinery to survey areas that could be hit by disasters like this. What do? You need to put in measures in the first place to even make sure these things don't happen.
Is it their duty?
It is.
No. In as much as I feel it's their duty, yes, but these landlords go purchase the land first. And when you get to the registrar office, they have to follow you and go to see that if these areas are best for you to build. So I feel that the root cause is from the registrar office, because I don't know how to put it. I have to go to the land to survey. So if you as a surveyor, you see this and you don't talk. Some people don't even go to check all these things. I just come to register mine. Then you just give me papers. Then I just leave. That is all.
So, okay, to me, both the Lands Commission and NADMO are national institutions. Why can't they sing together? If a person is coming to register their land, NADMO should have a red zoned areas that the Land Commission can easily assess that this place that you want to register, it's red zoned. You can't build here. So we can register this land for you.
Yeah.
Can they do that?
I feel that our problem is delay. We don't enforce the rules at the right time. We only enforce the rules when the harm has already been done. I feel that is our problem as a country, and also our leaders in charge. Because if these people come, you make sure, if let me deviate for a bit. When you want to go into small scale mining, the measures these people put in place, it is a very strict measure. They follow you, go to see where the community or the area or the land where you want to do your mining. If it's not good, they'll just tell you point blank, no, you can't do this here. So why don't they, that seriousness, why don't they apply it to other sectors? So I feel that our only problem here is delay. And should I say, we are not serious. Yeah. Well, what else can I say?
That's very harsh.
No, but sometimes call for harsh actions. We are too far lacking behind. It's like we are not cautious as a country. We are not developmentally aligned. Let me put it that way, because whatever we do is something that even brings down our development. People will build. The next thing, it has flooded. All these buildings have suffered some demurrage and all that. Like, where do we go from here? This could easily be solved by the synchronization between NADMO and the Lands Commission.
Oh, yes.
Places that they see. If I am going to buy a land, probably how I see the land, I see sand there and whatsoever. To me, I can build. Not everyone is an engineer.
Exactly.
Not everyone knows about this building whatsoever. So the person can tell. Obi wa okra nipa na ono kra ton asase npo onim sa ha yentumi mfensi dan. Onim. So it is you, the state institutions, who are responsible for these things. You earmark all these areas. Send it to the Lands Commission. This is a red zone. Whoever comes here to register their land for building, let them know that it can't be used.
Yeah.
That way, if the and I want to register man now, assassin to be utilized.
Exactly.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Now we have 4 recorded deaths I didn't even know, and this is bad. Why should I die because of state negligence? This is a state negligence. Baby, imagine.
Oh no. You see
Baby, imagine.
No, but as kids, when we were kids, when it start raining, but now when it start raining,
you want to be inside.
Let's be inside.
I saw a video where someone posted on TikTok after the rain, he went out and kids especially were lined in front of someone's shop sleeping.
I think
that is why sometimes as you are going, it's very good, should I say, the discipline or the train, because sometimes our bad choices can cost others.
How?
The parents. Their bad choices are now costing the kids. Sleeping outside. You know, date proper people.
Hey.
All right.
It's okay.
Please,
it's okay. We will be ending the discussions for the decongestion exercise and also the flooding issues in the capital of Accra. But we are calling on government to look into these issues, take proper measures to curb this menace that year in, year out, we come back to face it. It happens, we complain, we don't do anything about it, we go and sleep, it happens again, complain, nothing done, we go and... Like, it's been a recycle of negligence, and this is just negligence. There are so many things we can do about this. This is negligence. So let's make sure we do what needs to be done about these things for the safety of our own people. Thank you for the first segment. Thank you, ladies, for being on the show with me right now. Now we'll be going into having the major discussions on today's topics with our guests. I've seen them walk in the studio, so we will be moving on with him. But so very, very soon the conversations will start. It will begin, and yes, you will enjoy it.
Hello Ghana, hello worldwide, I'm level band. Now listen, every Tuesday and Friday, beyond the time it's going to carry bro. Our GhanaTalks Radio, 7 p.m. sharp. Now Tuesday, we're gonna talk about our culture, our history. Matuni ding setete abako sem. Now on the Friday, you bars on bars. You better rap, you better say it. No artists go join me in the studio. We're gonna discuss about music and business. Or you singer and now you rapper, you think say you get bars. You go fi spit fire now. Listen, make you join me with studios. Our Ghana Talks Radio and yes say then our day. Me say download the Ghana Talks Radio app no our Play Store and App Store. Na tune in and say this what you say baba live on Facebook, Quintakra, any Ghana Talks Radio page and so now listen. E be your fire. 1 year, Konya, Wading, Jajan.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. So yes, we are back in the studios. Our guests are in, they are ready. Max.
Yeah.
Good morning, boss.
Good morning, Mr. Murray.
How has it been?
Everything is fine. Everything is going on very well.
Okay. Today we are having you on Tuesday instead of your usual Friday. There are some issues we want you to come and look into for us.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But aside that, how has things been? The flooding issues and all that.
The flooding issues, I think it's a national issue.
It's a national issue.
Yeah. It's an issue that we as a nation needs to know how to go about it.
Okay.
But I usually blame most of the residents. They are usually the cause of all this flooding in our various communities. I think we lost about 4 lives last Saturday or last Sunday rather.
Wow.
Last Sunday we lost about 4 lives.
Wow. So that's the same thing.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of it till
4 people
this
died.
morning. Wow.
We lost 4 lives.
Because the report I read from NADMO is that yes, properties has been damaged, but no death casualties. So I don't know where they are getting their.
Oh yeah, that was
report
then.
from.
But after
Yeah,
you see, when there is an issue, you can report at the moment. 2-3 hours later, the
before.
report might be different from what you reported at first.
Okay.
But we have lost 4 lives as
4
at
lives.
Sunday evening.
Wow.
Yeah, but I usually blame most of the residents.
Why
They are
you
usually
blame them?
they are usually the cause.
Why?
Let me put it that way. There are some set of regulations and rules they need to follow, like not dumping of refuse in our various drainage systems. But you see, these same residents will be the same people dumping refuse. Even we have some places which are known to be the red zones.
Okay.
Yeah, they are designated place, a no-go area for residential purposes. You still find all these people going into it. The leaders will try to comfort them, whether in BP, whether in this. There's a national issue. You see, most of the leaders will try sorting them. They will end up still paying a death to do all these things. So I usually blame most of the residents. They are usually the cause. And one thing we should know as a Ghanaian is that not the leaders who are going to suffer. We are the same people who are going to suffer. You might even, the 4 lives that we lost, it might even be possible that none of them might be leader. We the normal residents are the same people who are really going to suffer. So I think it's all time we all educate ourselves. Action needs to be taken. Then we come back and fight all this together instead of leaving it to our leaders. That one won't work for us.
Okay. But then, for me, I still believe that our leaders have much to do,
Yeah.
even than the residents.
Okay, as in
Yes.
how?
Because, as you said, there are rules and some regulations these residents need to follow. What they actually need is to be enforced on them.
Okay.
See, so many people don't know so many things.
I get you.
We sometimes assume that people know that they are not supposed to do something. They don't. We say only 3 laws in the Ghana Constitution. Only. The only laws we know are the moral laws. Don't steal, don't rape. Like these things are the ones we know. But when it comes to these, let's say, housing regulations, and they don't know. They have no single clue. So it is government who needs to enforce it. Sometimes education alone doesn't even work. Hey, this year now we're educating on it. This year, whatever you educated the person that if so yeah, basically no ANC, the next year ANC, not doing crazy so. Not doing so. But if we can actually enforce some of these laws and stuff, I think it will help us.
Yeah, I think it's high time our laws work, because I believe there are actually laws that says that people shouldn't build at this particular place, but people still go ahead. But my problem is, why do we wait for those people to finish building? They finish doing their whole setup before we go ahead and then vacating them from those premises. Because if indeed our laws are there, why wouldn't they be enforced? Because it's quite appalling. Very, very, very appalling. And President John Dramani Mahama some time back came and say that all those on Ramsar sites will actually be vacated. So I think it's high time they look into that.
Okay, sure. We are just hoping that everything works on time. Yeah. But with these laws and everything, always, let me not say Ghanaians, always people try to find loopholes in laws. So I think reinforcing the laws will be one of the best way to help solve all these flooding issues. But the public education needs to be very more. The public education needs to be more. Yeah, it needs to be more.
But have you ever seen NADMO educating people? Like,
they do go by their daily activities, educating people.
Okay.
Yeah, they do go by.
I haven't seen them before.
Oh, that's you.
I've never even seen a NADMO advert on TV before. And my problem with them is that it seems they are not precautious. That's how I see it. They wait exactly. Instead of them putting measures in place that the thing doesn't even happen, they rather wait for it to happen, then they come in with relief, which I think is not going to help us. In as much as we need the law enforcement on the residents, the state institutions should also put in measures that these things don't even occur in the first place. Honestly. Yeah. So it's unfortunate for us recording death because of flood. Because this is just negligence. It's negligence. This has nothing to do with I don't know, but it's negligence. It's just negligence, Charlie. Yeah, so all my guests are ready now, and I welcome both of them in the studio, Mr. Mohammed and also Maxwell Amwaku in the studio. Chief.
Director.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How was the journey?
It was hectic, but Alhamdulillah, I'm here.
Alhamdulillah, you are here. Max, yeah, your company is in. So we'll get the ball rolling as today. I think we've eluded much time than we should, but yes, I know we can get the conversation rolling and effectively. But moving on, the Fair Wages Boss has proposed an hourly wage system in Ghana. I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know how this is going to help us. But yes, that's the proposal from the Fair Wages Boss, proposing that he thinks we are at a stage where we should begin to pay our employees on hourly basis. What do you make of this proposal, Mohammed?
All right. Good morning to you.
Sure.
And then good morning to Ghana Talks Radio listeners and then viewers.
Sure.
Also to your colleagues at this place. Good morning to everyone. I want to make some quick correction on some things that when I was coming, I was following your program.
Okay.
Yes. And then I heard one of your colleagues mentioning that the Youth Employment Agency, which is Honorable Malik Basintale, has signed an MOU with the Ghana Police to recruit or to employ about, I heard her mention 2,000. It's not 2,000, it's 12,000 rather.
12,000. I was actually the one who was saying
okay. So it's 12,000 youths.
Okay.
Yes. To be enrolled on the Youth Employment Agency, which is a contract based. It has been there for long, but this time it has been increased. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
12,000.
Yes, 12,000.
Instead of
2,000.
Hey.
It's 12,000 youths. So, like we said, we want to bridge the gap of unemployment in this country.
Okay.
So at least getting that 12,000 youths on the aspect of the youth employment to be enrolled on the community policing CPA. Also, he has signed an MOU with the Ghana National Fire Service to recruit about, I think, 6,000 youths in that aspect too, which is to aid in community fire.
Okay.
Yeah, that is what we called it. And then also we are expecting that he will also sign an MOU with the Ghana Navy.
Okay.
And then all the security agencies. Yes, we are expecting. The target is to get about 1 million youth in the security system as CPAs or under the Youth Employment Agency. And then also
what is CPA?
Community Policing Agency.
Okay.
Yes, and then also some of the things the Youth Employment Agency has come out with some, which is the travel abroad. Youth in travel abroad. You go abroad, go and work for a 2 years contract. Come back, you earn something for yourself. Come back, if you think it's okay for you, you reapply and then get the opportunity to go and then
again.
Yes, because we want to bridge the gap of the unemployment. Yes. Yes, and then also about the people, the abaye that is happening in Accra currently. You see, the regional minister? Yeah, the regional minister, together with the mayor of Accra, they brought this up, I think, last week. And then they announced to the traders and then that this is what is going to happen on 20th.
Sure.
And then most of them were like, "Ya bremo," you understand? "Ya bremo, mo be amunye, ya chemu," and then stuffs. Some words that are not supposed to be altered. Also, today when I was coming, I used the Kanishi overpass. In fact, that place is cleared.
Really?
Yes, the man is not there yet because he said he currently he is in what's the name? Kantamanto. Before I left home, I was following him at Kantamanto. From Kantamanto, he left Makola, then came to Kantamanto. He is coming to Agbuloshi before Kaneshi.
Wow.
Before he has announced that he's coming to Kaneshi. When I got there, the man is not there yet. But
the entire place
is cleared.
Wow.
It's left. It's only one people that have put markets over. This shows that when persuasion fails, as the Englishman will say, force must be applied. You understand? And then I also heard something this morning that on TV, and they are our mothers. That is where they get money to feed us and then stuff. Yes, it's true. But before they came there, they have place that they were selling before they came there. You understand? We shouldn't also look at what we will get. To decongest the country. Accra is the capital city of Ghana. And then we have visitors coming to Accra. And then most visitors to these foreigners, and then when they are coming, not all of them pass through the government machineries.
Sure.
You understand? Some comes individually to just view the town because they know Accra is the capital town. But you come to Accra, you go to somewhere like Makola, before you get access to Makola, from Makola shopping mall to Tudu, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You understand?
But this should be like a swift walking distance.
Yes.
But the time it will take you
and
to
then
get there.
even if you are in a car,
forget it.
you
You have to park.
You have to park. You understand? So sometimes people find it difficult using that stretch. You understand? And then the security agencies, which is the police, they also take the advantage to take money from
to feed themselves.
Yes, they take the advantage. Yes, because over there the place is choked.
Yeah.
So over there he'll get the access to arrest a car that he is not. You understand?
Fully
parked or something. Meanwhile, it's not the person's fault.
Sure.
Because there is no place for the person to park. Even bus stops that are supposed to be a bus stop for cars, people have put market over there. You understand? When you go to Tema Station, Tema Station is a station that is supposed to be a station for cars.
Me, anytime I get there, funny enough, I only go there to buy something. I see the Tema Station as a market.
As a market. Now today, Tema Station has been a market. I have worked there before, so I know that the kind of even where car is supposed to park. A station owner has given the place to someone
to sell.
To sell.
Wow.
You understand? So sometimes, like the way your people were saying, sometimes it's from we ourselves brings out all those faults. It is our fault. Most of the times because of something that we will get from the people. The authorities that are supposed to take charge, they get something from them. You understand? You know, aside all those people that are being sacked today, AMA goes to them, gives them tickets.
Yes, that's the thing.
Do you know what? I was in Accra. That was 2021. Abaye, they will come and sack, but these same people in authority,
they will come and give you
the
tickets.
same people to offer them. So I'm just hoping that this action that has been taking place, you know, how to establish and make sure that it stays
maintained.
That is my problem.
That's my problem.
You
also.
see, I was saying that this 12,000 youths that are supposed to be
the police,
community policing.
We should
Even though
deploy them.
if we can't use them over there, there are more youths that want that opportunity to serve. You understand? Because in fact, this country, we have graduates that are unemployed.
A lot.
We have those who could not attend the university or the tertiary education. So over there, they are in the house.
Sure.
This red and stuff, the drugs that it is because of lack of employment. The person doesn't have job to do. So all he have to do is he will go to base, and then he will get someone. The person will just introduce him into it, and then over there, any little coins that he will get, he will enter into it. So I am pleading to the authorities that if we can't use the 12,000 youths, we should employ more. Maybe we should get them from as AMA task force. Already we have some, but they are not many. And do you know one funny thing? When you go to AMA office, the head office at Accra Tudu, just after AMA,
there are people.
There are people selling there. So when I am going to, whenever I have class and I'm going to class and I get there, I get bored. I'm like, getting access to even pass.
It's serious.
It is a pedestrian walkway, but people are selling over there. You understand? And one thing, don't make mistake and push the person's even pin.
like a market where even that they can even drive more than the road truck drivers.
I'm telling you, the way they and then right after them, police MTTD.
They are
standing there. They are stationed there.
You see,
their attention is to arrest cars
and the motors,
but they don't care about whatever is happening at their back. You understand? So all those things, I am pleading on this government, which is the President John Dramani Mahamad's administration, and then the regional minister, as she has taken it. Ashanti region, I was watching some program today, and then Ashanti region started, and then they are doing it perfectly. Today, I was watching someone on TikTok, and the person was like, no, they are Ashanti region, and what Zuba is doing is what they want. Wow. They have wanted this opportunity for long, but because of politics. So if you are doing it today, no, we shouldn't look at politics.
This issue shouldn't be.
You understand? I am an NDC. I am a proud NDC member, but I am in support of whatever is happening, even if the person is an NDC. I don't care whether you are an NDC or not. We want the town to be clean.
Sure.
We want Accra should be the cleanest city, as we have been saying always. Going back to our topic of the day. Fair Wages and Salary Commission. The boss said he will be happy. He is proposing if there will be an opportunity for government to introduce or to implement the hourly pay system, which is being done in most countries. You understand? And then doing this, it won't be a difficult thing for us. But the difficult aspect is, what is our minimum wage a day? That is the issue.
Okay.
You understand? Unless he tells us that no, our minimum wage will be increased. You understand? The last time I checked, I think it was around 24 or 25.
Has it reached there yet?
Something like that. It's not even there.
I think as of last year, it was around 12 or 14.
You understand?
It's right now about 18.
So if our minimum wage is around 18, less than 20 Ghana cedis
a day,
and I am going to be paid a day, which is the 8.
That's 8 hours.
Yes, which is the 8 hours, and then I'm going to be paid hourly. How much am I going to pay? When someone is taking $300 per hour, $400 per hour, $500 per hour, $10 per hour, $15 per hour. You understand? And then you are going to pay me hourly.
What's our minimum wage for a day?
It's less than 20 cedis. That is what I'm saying, that unless government is going to introduce something that is going to introduce increment in our wages. Over there, it is a good initiative that I think the boss has brought up. And then also maybe he knows the implementation. Maybe he has some good things that he has put it down that is going to support or is going to help the system. You understand? Even though we are talking about minimum wage, and then we have the maximum wage as well. We've not been talking about that. Maybe he's talking about the maximum wage. But it's not all Ghanaians that are receiving maximum wage. You understand? There is a company that pays 800 Ghana cedis. There is a company that pays 450 Ghana cedis. Zoom Lion is paying 350 Ghana cedis. You understand? A month.
Wow.
And then yes.
Has it been increased?
No, the same. That is the salary they've been receiving.
I thought it's even 250.
At first it was 250, but
it was 250. It was 250, and then now they are agreeing on 350 Ghana cedis. And the Youth Employment Agency is saying that he won't take that 350 Ghana cedis, but rather he wants to take something which is more than 500 Ghana cedis.
I think it's still bad. I support
even
the
500.
It's supposed to be more than 1,000 cedis. It's supposed to be.
And according to Malik, the contract was supposed to be. The Zoom Lion workers were supposed to take 800. You understand? But only God knows what Zoom Lion is doing. You understand? The last time they were there, I was listening to the PRO of Zoom Lion. She was like, they were supposed to be paid 800, yes, but we have some other things to run. That is why. So why will my mother come and work on the street, and then you use my money to do your maintenance at the office? You understand? First, you are not the employer. You are just a negotiation. You negotiate between the government and then the employer. You understand? So why will you take? Okay, fine. I am supposed to be paid 800, right? Then because of your maintenance and whatever, you are taking something from my salary. Why will you give me 250 Ghana cedis and then take 600 Ghana cedis from? Why?
Less than 50%.
You understand? Why?
Too bad.
It's too bad. So if the boss is proposing this, he should also propose salary increment.
Okay.
You understand? And then also he shouldn't look at the maximum wage rather, but he should rather turn back. look at the minimum wage that people are receiving, and then look at it. If the person is going to be paid hourly, how much is the person going to receive? Because you said you are going to do it hourly, right? And then I am receiving a minimum wage of 20 Ghana cedis a day, which is 8 hours. That means if you are to divide this by, I am taking 8 hours divided by 20 cedis. I am taking less than 5 cedis.
Oh yeah. That's how they
less than, let's say, maybe I'm taking 3 cedis per hour. You understand? This 3 cedis per hour, what will I use it for? Do you know people's salary? Someone's salary is someone's chop money.
Yeah.
A day.
Yeah.
Or for a week.
For even for lunch.
Good. So today you are paying me 1,000 Ghana cedis a month, right?
Yeah.
And then you expect me to say, no, I don't want the 1,000 Ghana cedis a month. I want you to be giving it to me hourly. That means hourly 1,000 Ghana cedis a month. If you divide it, I'm taking less than 30 Ghana cedis. You understand? So all those things are good.
Okay.
You understand? But the negotiations, if it will be done, it should be done well.
Okay.
Right? And then also it shouldn't be something that only some few will benefit.
Yeah.
You understand?
Sure.
Unless he tells me that a lot of countries are doing it. If you go to America is there, Canada and other countries, they are being doing. These developing countries are doing it. You understand? And then if we want to do it, if we want to introduce it, we should introduce it from scratch.
Okay.
You understand? 1, our salary system should be good. 2, our institutions that are going to run that hourly whatever should also be a good thing for us to run all this hourly proposal. Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, Mohammed. Max.
Okay, sure. I want to make some corrections about what my brother said about my brother. My brother was like,
yeah.
Under this government, they are much interested in reducing the rate of what unemployment is,
yes.
but not going all that far. Let's go to 2015. In Fourth Republic, 2015 was the year that we recorded the highest rate of unemployment in the country. During that time, Mr. Mahama was the president. So when we talk about a government giving the youth employment, I'm not thinking that Mahama is the real man for the job. Let's come to our topic. That's Mr. George Graham. That's the boss for the fair wages. Yeah, he has proposed for hourly wages.
Yeah.
As my brother was saying, that's why I will go with him. The country needs to plan everything well. Everything in the country needs to be planned very well.
Sure.
Yeah. A country with a minimum wage
of less
than 20 cedis a day, you are now trying to implement hourly wages. I don't really think that the country is really serious and the country is ready for this. More option needs to be brought on board.
Okay.
Yeah, we need to bring out policies that's going to really help us.
Sure.
This hourly wages, it's a nice idea, it's a nice initiative, which I won't go against it. But NDC is known of promising. Tomorrow, it's about 3 weeks now. We haven't heard anything about it up to now.
Okay.
The coders, which I don't really know whether they are all going to come into existence. They are known of policies, promising without any implementation. There have been a lot of policies without it being implemented. So this one of the policies which is very good, but I don't really think it's feasible to this country as at now.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, that was it.
Yeah, let me just
knew you
a quick rebuttal on the issue of policies.
Yeah.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the President of the Republic of Ghana, has introduced policies that youth in this country are going to benefit. Right? Like I said, we want to bridge the gap of unemployment.
Yeah.
My brother has said that the NDC is not good in job creation and whatever. If we talk about youth unemployment
before you finish.
All right,
I'm not saying let him finish.
I'm not saying they are not good.
When he finishes,
but let me correct myself.
Sure.
You
correct
said
yourself.
Yeah, you said youth unemployment. When we are talking about youth unemployment, NDC shouldn't talk, right?
Yeah.
Good. In 2015, our youth unemployment rate was 6.18%. That was 2015.
That was 2015.
Yes.
It was
6.81%.
Okay.
And then during NPP's era, even before NPP, 2017. Oh, go to Google. Yes, go to Google to give it to you. 5.24% during NDC 2016, right? And then NPP came to power 2017. Yes, they did well, which is 3.37%. They brought it down, right? Good. It is a nice thing that they've brought upon. And then by then, when they came, they introduced the NAPCO trainees, right? Over there, aside the NAPCO, they recruited, I think, about close to 1 million youth.
1 million youth.
Good. Into NAPCO. So over there, it has to bridge the gap. The gap will, the margin definitely will come down. Yes, the margin will definitely come, and then I recommend them. They've done well. So it is a thing that definitely every government, when it comes to power, have to continue. Right? Good. When we come to power, just recently, we've introduced the Ejumapa, which is going to aid more youth. National Apprenticeship Program, which is going to aid in training youth who wants to learn their skills and stuff. We also introduced the coding system, which most of them are currently under training.
Oh, they are training.
Yes,
really.
You can check. You can check from the Ministry of Communication.
But can you give me the location?
That is what I'm saying. That you can check.
I won't even apply myself.
You should have applied. The application, the portal is closed now.
It's closed now.
Yes, the portal is closed because they opened the portal. I think for about a month. Those who applied were picked, and then they've started training the first batch. Yeah, I think
so. They are going in batches.
Yeah, they are going in batches, and after they are done with the badges, they will open the portal again because it is something that is going to aid all of us. And then one thing that is we Ghanaian youth are like it. Most of us, we are not interested in digital communication. You understand? And then this is the time that, devoid of our political affiliation, we have to all take the opportunity. That is the opportunity for us. Instead of you to go and pay huge amount to go and learn all those things, the government says that he is taking the cost. Come and do the coding. When the portal was open, most of our guys were like, maybe BT say digital there, BT say computer there, and in my community, most of those who took the opportunity are my colleagues who are NPP.
Wow.
And they told me that, Massa, it's not about NPP, it's not about NDC, it's about Ghana.
It's about the benefits.
It is our money that the government is. And I told them, yes, you have the right.
Sure.
It is, and I'm me like this. I don't do politics with that. You understand? I don't care whether you are NDC or you are NPP. Make sure that you benefit from it. You understand? Because you are also a Ghanaian.
Sure.
At the end of the day, maybe my child might benefit from you tomorrow, or maybe I myself might benefit from you. I can get you to create a website or something for me. So this coding system that the government has brought upon, he said he is recruiting 1 million youths, which is the first batch. And then the last time the Minister of Communication was, I was listening to him, he said about 2.7 million youths applied. But we have no choice. He has no choice. Yes, than to pick the 1 million that that was promised. That is what the government budgeted for. You understand? So that is the first batch. And then the 1 million, they are not. It's not all of them that is going to be trained at once. They will be shared in, I think, 3 or 4 batches. The first batch will go, the next batch will go. So if you have applied, I am using this opportunity to announce to our people who, if you have applied and then you got the text message that you have been selected, please come down. If you've not received any call to come for training, come down. You'll definitely be called because you'll be going in batches. And then also the National Apprenticeship Program. Now the government just launched it, I think 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Good. After the launching, we have to get it into all regions before we get coordinators in all the districts. Because if you are interested and you want to register, you have to get someone who will coordinate. Because NDC, we brought up ZID during Mills administration, and then most of our Zongo youth benefited from the ZID. You understand? You go to the municipal office, you register, you want to be part of it, and then you get your items that will be given to you to do it. So over there, the administration or the NDC administration, even though we are not perfect, but in fact, when it comes to youth employment or creation of jobs. In fact, we are far better than our colleagues. My brother here.
Okay. Yes. I really get it. I really appreciate the fact that you recommended that MPP set the pace. I really appreciate the fact.
Know, as a governance,
let me
governance.
As we were starting, we were like before as an unemployment rate shoot in 2015, 2016, 2016 when MPP came to power, they were able to bring the NAPCO and all other initiatives which were able to help fight all this unemployment rate. And if you guys have seen the usefulness of it and you are bringing the Jumaria project, then I think it's really a nice way. If you guys have really appreciated the good works of MPP and you wish to continue, and then I will really wish you guys the best. But there are more you guys are supposed to learn from the NPP political party. There are more you guys are supposed
Mohammed is laughing.
Because when it comes to learning, even Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia admitted that the NPP has to learn from the NDC.
Oh, really?
Oh yes,
that was when
on their thank you tour, the one that turned into blood at the end of
can I get a statement?
He said it in, I think, was it Ashanti region or somewhere. He said they did a lot of mistakes. When they were in power, he was the vice president. And then the president was being advised to remove some people. But the president refused. And then he also mentioned that there were hardship in the system. And then when Ghanaians were saying they were hardship, they were like, no, BBI okay. You understand? And then to the extent that even was it yesterday or 3 days ago, he said it in Master Tuesday in USA.
Yes, USA.
He said they admit. He said they admit that they have erred. They have mismanaged the economy, the country. He has admitted. You understand? But they should forgive them. You understand? But they are still in the learning process. So if you are in a learning process, that means you are learning from someone who is more experienced than you.
But that's,
you understand? What he said explains others.
You can't.
You understand?
You can't
he
misquote
explains.
him.
He explains. If I said. No, but the person says that
we
have to learn.
We don't learn from others only.
He didn't specifically
we don't
say
learn
that
from
he's
others
learning
only.
from the NDC.
We can learn from other countries. We can learn from sister. We can learn from other people.
Which in this country, if you take the NPP out, and then you want to learn from a political party, who do you think you will learn from?
I think it's today I understand some statements. I think the vice president of Imani, who was in Africa, he was saying that Bawumia isn't a local man; he's a national man.
Yes,
it's today I understand that statement.
Bawumia is a national man because Bawumia has been. Bawumia is a national man because he has been a Bank of Ghana governor, and then being a Bank of Ghana governor, and then we expect you to make sure that you run the economy very well for us. You didn't, so the international community were looking at you that you write you.
That's what makes it.
Let me conclude what I want to say, because
conclude what you are saying.
Their focus is about only MPP and NDC. If you are not learning from MPP, we are learning from NDC. With MPP, we are not like that. We are not like that, not at all. Bawumia is a national man. He was really focusing that since Bawumia said he's learning, he's definitely learning from the NDC. That's not.
But he's actually learning from.
We have some other sister countries. Yeah. We have some other NGOs. We have some other UN, ECOWAS. All these are institutions which are into governance. We can learn from them. So get the fact right. We are not a local.
But Bawumia has been. Bawumia has been the governor of the Bank of Ghana, right? Yeah. And then aside that, he has been the second gentleman of this country, which is the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. So why is it that during his tenure, this country has been in a mess to the extent that even the international community were talking about Ghana?
Yeah, I get you, but but let me tell you something. When you come to the executive,
but you admit
the president who has the absolute power.
But do you admit that there was hardship in the country?
Bawumia admitted it.
No, I am saying that you admit. So now do you admit that your government didn't manage manage the economy very well. You
no,
admit that
we manage it well. You manage it
But
well.
if there was,
let me tell you one thing.
you manage it well, but there was actually.
You managing it well, that doesn't mean we are going to have a perfect economy.
No, we're not talking about perfect.
But we are not talking about perfect. We are looking
whether
at
it was hard or not.
It was hard though. But
So
that,
how
so
do
did
you
you
manage
manage
an
it
economy
well?
and
everything-
yet the economy
let me emphasize some statements to you.
Emphasize.
Policies, I think Bamia said this. Policies are introduced to make the standard of living a better. Better. Do you get that?
Yeah.
But at some point in time, you might see that the policy that you introduce might not be going the way that you want. Let me come in. Like as Bamia was talking about the e-levy, he suggested that they were trying to abolish the toll booth system and to introduce e-levy so that the country is going to benefit, or everyone is going to benefit. But later it turned out that the policy wasn't going the way it was proposed. So it was supposed to change.
How?
Do you remember that statement?
But
so let me
Maxwell,
let me conclude.
Omari,
Okay.
let me ask Maxwell this.
Okay,
But Maxwell, it was the same Baumia and your senior communicators who told us that Baumia during cabinet he opposed the e-levy.
So let me come in.
And then they didn't listen to him.
I'm not saying whether he proposed or he didn't propose. Everything has already happened. But one thing you should get that policies are introduced to improve the standard of living of people.
Sure.
We have established it. It might not go the way it's supposed to go. That doesn't mean that we didn't do well. There needs to be amendment. And he was saying that during the amendment process, things don't go well as it was supposed to go. So you can't really.
So Maxwell, that means Baumia's coming in as the economic messiah, as President Nana Akufo-Addo, former president, did mention to us that Baumia is the economic messiah. He is coming to change the living standard of this country to us, right? So why is it that the economic messiah, when he brings suggestions or ideas, the president doesn't listen to him? Why?
People really says this. During the Akufo-Addo first time in office, that was 2016. The dollar and everything went very low. Everything was going on.
It was not true.
Oh, you can say
it was not true.
I have everything.
Okay, so let me give you that.
But let me give
you that. President Akufo-Addo's first term.
Okay. After everything, we have the man who has the absolute power.
Okay.
We decide whether he takes it or not.
Okay.
He has the absolute power. You should get that one.
Okay.
I mean, when later on, he proposed that the e-levy was supposed to be abolished, but it didn't go how it was supposed to go. This should tell you that there was some communications which didn't go on well.
But Marshall, that is why people are saying that even makes Baumia not really fit for presidency. Now, here's the reason why.
Okay, give me the reason.
He was brought in purposely for these policy initiatives to make the economy better for us.
Sure.
So if things are going on that is making the economy unhealthy for people, who are we supposed to blame?
You can't absolutely blame Baumia. Get my finance right.
So I'm coming.
After everything,
let me ask you this question: the gold for oil, the NPP, which is your party, believes that is the backbone of the cedi appreciation now, right?
Sure.
Who introduced the gold for oil?
Baumia.
Okay, so when it's good, it's for Baumia.
I'm not saying whether it's good or whether it's bad for Baumia. After the gold for oil policies, do you know that everything, that economy and everything have to come? The president needs to assign to it. The president needs to sign to it.
Yes.
So it's for the president to sign. The gold for oil, you can't give 100% credit to Baumia. Definitely, if Akufo-Addo didn't approve it, it won't have been established.
So Omari, please let him admit this to me.
Okay.
So are you admitting that President Akufo-Addo is a dictator?
I'm not saying he's a dictator.
No.
I'm
just asking.
He's not a dictator.
He is not a dictator. Okay. How can a president who has a vice president, and then you told us that the vice president is the economic messiah of our time?
Yeah.
The economic Jesus Christ.
Economic whiskey.
Economic whiskey, which Samira Baumia mentioned to us that her husband is the economic whiskey.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the economic whiskey, the economic Jesus Christ, the economic Messiah, the economic blah blah whatever, when he brings suggestion, the president doesn't take, the cabinet doesn't take. Why?
And especially it was in times when the economy
was
in shambles. Why was the economic
and then
and
then also one other thing. Yeah. President Akufo-Addo, when the NDC left power, the dollar during our tenure before we left power 2016, and then the president took over 2017, it was less than 4 cedis.
Yeah.
You understand? But before COVID, because anytime they give excuses with COVID, before COVID, which COVID happened started 2020, right?
2019.
2019. Okay, fine. Admitted. Dollar was 9 cedis before 2020. You can Google and check what happened over there. You left the dollar for us during our time before 2008, right? The dollar, we met it around 1 cedi 20 pesos. So 8 years down the line, it was 4 cedis. Let's say 4 cedis. Right.
It was 3 cedis 80 pesos.
Good. 3 cedis before 2017.
Yeah,
so 3 cedis 80 pesos. So 1 cedi 20 pesos to till 20 to 3 cedis 80 pesos, right? And then we left.
We took it from 1 cedi.
No, that was 2008.
2000.
Okay.
We took it from 1 cedi 80 pesos, 20 pesos, which is 2008. That was Mills Mahama administration.
Sure. So 3 cedis
80 pesos. Okay. You understand? So increment of about not more than 3 cedis.
And
you understand? Not even up to 3 cedis. That was the increment. And then before COVID 2020, you left it. Dollar was 9 cedis.
When Muhammad was living in office, how much was dollar?
3 cedis 80 pesos. So you can check. You have your phone.
I'll search for you.
You understand? It was 3 cedis 80 pesos. And then before COVID. So after COVID,
with this dollar,
after COVID,
this dollar,
after COVID, you people were like, it's because of the COVID. That is why dollar was 17 cedis. That was but COVID rather. We rather benefited from COVID. Sure. We are not talking about that. Sure. We are not talking about that. But when
we don't need to get into that conversation.
Yes,
today
because when we go over there, yes. So
Maswal is asking for our next topic.
Let's continue. Oh, you were like,
but this one was part. But so when we left the dollar for when you left the dollar for us, we met the dollar. Excuse, 1 minute. We met the dollar. We met the dollar. Before election, dollar was around 16 to 17 cedis, right?
Yeah.
Today, how much is dollar? Less than 13 cedis.
12 cedis.
Good. So that means if gold for oil was to make the dollar strong, why then the gold for oil started somewhere 2003?
I think
right 2023. Why then was the dollar rather increasing rather than decreasing? You understand?
Let me
so
it
is the dollar strength today is at the result of the gold board that has been set up by Honorable Sami Jemfi, and then the finance ministry, and then the leadership that are in charge.
Okay.
Yes.
Max.
You are talking about dollar. This dollar issue. I usually relax.
Don't worry. Let's go to
let's come in. This dollar issue. Whenever successful government, whenever a successful government comes to power, the dollar rate usually comes down. But how to maintain it usually becomes the problem.
Are you sure?
Oh, you can even ask him.
Okay.
When before the dollar shoot in the Kufuor administration, the dollar reduced. But how to maintain it is usually the problem. So,
Maso, I'm coming. Let me get this straight. When you took over reins, the dollar was 3 cedis 80 pesos. Are you telling me that it reduced from 380?
When the Kufuor took administration, that was to 2016. The dollar reduced. You can
reduce from 380.
No, that's not true.
Oh, let me say
I want you can say it. That's not true.
I want him to
see. There is no any government, even NDC's administration, first NDC administration, Mills Mahama administration. When we took over, nothing came down.
Exactly. That's why I want Maxwell to.
Oh, I will get it.
You understand?
I will get it for you.
Maxwell, you have your phone.
Yeah, I'm listening.
If your data is finished, I'll connect you to our Wi-Fi.
Nothing came down. Even our time. This is the only time. This is the only time that a government has come into power.
This is not the first
Number
time.
one.
This is not the first time. This is not the first
a
time.
government has come to power. Things are coming down. This is the first time that a government has come to power. Fuel prices are reducing. This is the first time a government has come to power. Transport fares are coming down. This is the first time a government has come to power. Things that are supposed to come down are coming down. When you go to the market today, Maxwell, when you go to the market today, cement is being sold at
85 cities. Cement still remains 120 cities.
Oh, listen, let me say this. Okay, cement. When you go to some places, cement is being sold for 82 cities. You know the reason why. The person went to the market today, got the items, came at the price that is being sold at the company for him has been reduced. Definitely the best.
Can you specifically mention a shop? Because with this information, I've walked to 4 different cement shops.
Good.
And none of them is even less than 100 cedis.
That is true. And then do you know one thing? I will send you some invoice.
Okay.
There is a number and everything on it. Call that company. Okay. And they will give you the price of the cement they are selling.
I'll be waiting for that.
Do you know one thing? Most of the things Guta members are saying is that they've already gone to buy the items and then the items are already in the shop. You understand? Okay. And then they can't reduce it immediately. Guta is asking them to reduce. So they should give them 60 days, which is 2 months.
Okay.
Even yesterday, the leadership of Guta is saying that he was saying that their members are pleading on government to give them 6 months to reduce their
6 months.
60 days, which is 2 months, to reduce their staffs in the market, because the person has already gone to purchase the items, and the things are already in the shop. But the blame I am giving them is when assuming things went up, immediately they will increase the price.
Sure.
You understand? But when you are working to get profit, not to make loss, right? Good. We understand them, and then the 2 months that they requested for, definitely it will be given to them. And then also Abosoka spare parts dealers, they also ask the government to give them 2 weeks, to reduce their items. Do you know when you go to the port today, most of the charges that are being charged on their levies, it has been taken off. You understand? And then
you have it. Okay.
And then the dollar has come down drastically. So when they go to market, when they go to China, when they go to Korea and whatever to get their items, the money that the person will take to the thing, instead of the person to get 1 container, definitely he will get about 1.5 or 2. So when it comes to the market, the price that it yesterday, a friend of mine is selling a tail light.
You have 30 seconds.
All right. He sells tail light. He's telling me that, Charlie, from next week, they are bringing their things down drastically. And I asked him why. That is what he told me. That is what he told me. And then I'm saying that we pray they do that, because we should take politics aside and let's deal with the reality. We are facing people. We are in a country that we are dealing with people. You understand? Today it might be me. Tomorrow definitely it will be you. You understand? And then also the GPRTU.
30 seconds.
Yes. Give me 2 seconds. GPRTU are saying that they are reducing transport fare, which is 15%. So today, if I'm coming from Kaneshi to School Junction, Anya School Junction here, definitely instead of taking me 5 cedis or 6 cedis, he will definitely take like 4 cedis, 50 pesos or 5 cedis. You understand? Over there, I'm getting some 1 cedi to buy pure water for myself.
That's good by Mohammed. Max, before we go to the next topic, I want to see the evidence of what you wanted to show us. And this evidence, I want you to give it to Mohammed to verify for me.
Don't worry. So give me this thing and I'll set it.
That's the banquet during 2015 December. US, we are comparing to when MPP came to power 2016. That's when you see it reduced. It reduced from 3.8 to 3.6. So
in which year?
2015 it was 3.8.
2015 was our era.
Yeah. And I'm talking about 2016 when we resumed.
What was
it reduced?
Do you know when you resumed?
2016.
No, 2017. You came to power 2017.
Okay, 2017.
Yes, so you tell 2016 rather.
Let me get it.
Don't confuse yourself.
Okay.
So it was rather our time that it was 3.8 rather reduced to 3.6 during the election year.
Okay.
But later before election December, it went back to 3.9.
Oh, okay. All right.
Sure.
You understand? So verify it very well.
Okay.
But when you came to power, you took it from 3.9 all the way to 8 cities. 8 points, almost 9 cities.
Okay.
Before COVID, before 2020 election. And right after 2020 election, it also increased.
Let's continue. We should continue. Okay. I like how you've admitted to. But then, in Ghana here, one of the conversations about succession in our workplaces has been retirement successions. The year for people to retire and for others to have the income and successions. There's been a proposal that the 60-year mark for retirement is too early. We should increase it to probably 65 years. The argument with this is here. People believe that some of those who go on retirement at 60 years are as at then in their prime. That is where they've garnered much more experience. So in their prime that we are laying them off, we are actually losing some experienced hands on various sectors. But then also, the other argument is you've stayed in office probably since approximately 25 years to 60 years, and that is when you think you have more experience to offer. No, give way for other people to come in. So this benchmark and this proposal, which one do you think benefits the entire country?
Me like this, I disagree with the 65 years. Yes,
I disagree.
I disagree. You know the reason why? Good. Okay. Even the 60 years, they are part of the reason why the unemployment rate in this country is going high.
Why do you say that?
You see, you get someone in an institution. The person has, let's take this radio station here as an example of a company, right?
Okay.
And then you get a senior, an MD, or someone who is an HR of this company.
Yeah.
He has been in this company for so many years, for over 20, 30 years. The person is almost 60 years and still wants to be the HR of the company. You understand?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, being the HR, he has gathered a lot of resources to create more jobs for himself, for his children, and maybe grandchildren. You understand? And he still wants to be at the company that someone is in the house with his CV, waiting to be employed. So that an experienced person in the company will be promoted, and then he will also get the opportunity to be employed.
Okay.
But the person is in the house.
Sure.
The person has no choice than to go and buy some food and put it on the street
to sell. For
and
confiscate it.
Yes, to put it on unauthorized place to sell. You understand? So all this, and then bear in mind that those who are on the hawkers, those who are selling the street hawkers, most of them are graduates too. Most of them. Go to Kantamanto today. You see a graduate with masters. You see a graduate with a degree. You see someone with HND selling foods. The reason being that the person has not gotten the opportunity to be in an institution
because a 60-year-old.
You understand? A 60-year-old man is there.
Okay.
You understand? The person has not gotten an opportunity to be employed in an institution where he can exhibit his experience that he gathered from the school.
Okay.
You understand?
Sure.
So me, I disagree with that 65 years proposal.
Okay.
It should rather be the 60 years, and then the 60 years immediately it gets to the 60 years. The person should go because today, if I take my CV to a company to seek for a job, they will ask me for 2 or 3 years experience.
Okay.
that all that things should be scrapped off because I've not worked before. I've not gotten the opportunity. I just got out from school.
So what do you think should be done in this case where they are seeking for experience from people who haven't worked before?
So that is where when you go to some companies, when they employ you, instead of you to take 1,000 Ghana cedis, they will let you be on probation.
Okay.
Right? So when you are on probation, instead of you to take 1,000, you'll be taking 400 cedis. Okay. So after 6 months, when you gather the experience of working over there, then you'll be promoted from your probation to promotion to the working to the department that you can be employed, and then you'll be fixed over there. Over there, when you are there, you'll be taking that your 1,000 Ghana cedis or more than that. Okay. You understand? So I am suggesting that instead of asking for experience or whatever, rather employ the person. Okay. Let him be on probation. He will learn over there. If the person still doesn't learn, for some time you tell him, Master, because we have a lot of people who are waiting to be employed. Sure. Someone, when I completed SHS, I was like, I want to be in the classroom because I enjoy teaching. Okay. So I want to be in the classroom. So I wrote application letter to most of the institutions that I know. One, some of them their pay is 200 Ghana cedis. You understand? Someone is 120 Ghana cedis. Wow. I was like, and the ones that their pay is a little bit okay, which is 400, 350. They said you have to get experience. Okay. And I was like, experience? You are paying me 350 Ghana cedis, and you want me to gather experience? So all this experience, where am I going to get it from? I am just coming out from the class, and I want to be in the class to teach. Maybe over there I will gather experience to further myself. And you said no. So since you said no, I will also sit in the house, right? So I sat in the house to look for money myself and then continue my tertiary education. So today, assuming I was paired with someone in the classroom to learn from the person, because I don't have any experience. I was paired with someone like the way today when the community policing agency that I talked about. When you go to when they take you to, when you are a CPA assistant, you'll be learning from the police gradually. Okay. So when there is an opportunity for you to pick the police has opened a portal to employ people over there, immediately you'll be fixed over there. So you have to page you to someone, you learn, or they put you on probation, then you learn from there.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mohammed. Marshall.
Yeah, with this issue, if the major focus is about experience, then let's ask ourselves, what about those graduating? What are they going to do with their knowledge gain? Let's ask ourselves, those graduating, what are they going to do with their knowledge gain? Some people have been in school for about 6 years, 4 years.
Yes.
All these people have completed school. They need to be employed. Even these 60 years we are talking about. This 60 years we are talking about, we still have people in public institutions which are more than 60 years still occupying certain positions.
Wow.
So if you are talking about experience, then what about those graduating? What are they going to do with their knowledge?
But Maxwell, do you know one thing? When a nurse graduates from nursing school, they don't ask her for experience. When a doctor does his 7 years course, they don't ask him of experience. When a lawyer graduates and he's called to the bar, they don't ask him of. But if you study public relations, business administration, HR or something, they ask you of experience. Why?
It's high time that we need to change.
You understand?
Perspective.
So all those things is worrying us.
Put it into perspective.
Even some radio and TV stations. When you study journalism, they'll ask you of experience. That is why today most of our colleagues, before the person gets chance to into this mainstream of the person will start online something to gather his experience. So you add it to your CV, it makes it weight.
Okay.
So when you present it, we were here, we crap that. And a colleague of mine at Onia TV, she was like, "Hey Mohammed, Charlie, and easy." I asked her why. Charlie, Only Mobi Asesia Ejuma difficult. She got work at Onua TV, but before getting access to Onua TV, brother,
you need to pass.
Wow. You understand? Wow. She graduated from Ghana Institute of Journalism, former Ghana Institute of Journalism. Yeah. Currently, I think they've changed the name to. You understand? So all the experience is worrying us. Okay. We are in the
experience
school.
People should shift
the experience people. If you are talking about experience, I mean, I know a sort of military. If they need to go to certain one or two things, those with experience, they can be consulted. So if in case you are still, they emphasize it's all about experience. In certain field, we can still consult them, but they shouldn't still be employed in the sector. They should be consulted. Yes. Maybe we need one or two. Yes. You can call them government crampo. And then after you serving the country, the government can still consult you. Yes. Yeah, consulting is different from employing you.
And you know, even a company, they have board of directors. No, board of consultants. Yeah. So if you are a former employee or if you are above that 60 years, be part of it. Yeah. So you be a consultant. Okay. You be do this. Don't do this.
If you need your idea, we come to you.
You understand?
That one will be the very best.
But you saying that you still want to be at the position, and then today, do you know that government has introduced national service? Yeah. There will be part. They will. If you want to do a national service, there is an opportunity for you to do with the military.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I want.
You understand? Yeah. Good. So. And then one funny aspect, I'm surprised though. After your education, you go for national service. The national service, which is 1 year.
1 year experience.
It's not an experience.
But they
still ask you as of experience.
Yeah.
Charlie.
I think the government needs to, as you said, in this regard, make them consultants.
Yes,
rather than keeping them for another 5 years. Keeping someone 5 years home.
This policy would have made sense if in case the rate of unemployment among graduates is very, very low. And that one is fine. But in this country, it's very high.
The person will be taking 5,000, 6,000 Ghana cedis a month.
This 60 years we have people state 2, state 3, they are still working.
Working there.
You can't mention their name, but they are still working.
Oh, a lot. A lot. Government institutions.
Okay.
So they shouldn't.
Then, if you go to our municipal office,
don't mention someone's name.
Charlie.
Maswell says he's not ready for any lawsuits. This one, so don't mention. Okay, let's look at our next topic, and this topic is about our water bodies in Ghana. Most parts of Accra today haven't had their pipes flowing
That's
over
true.
3 months.
That's true.
And it's worrying.
That's true.
We all know the importance of water in our lives. You can basically do nothing domestically without water. You can't cook, you can't bath, nothing. And for a city
like
as
Accra,
big as Accra,
the capital city,
having just about 30% of water supply is, and that's just Accra. When you go to the eastern region, there are places that they
have
haven't
no access.
They have the water. In fact, they pay water, but they don't have any water flowing in their pipes.
My place like this, I stay around Dansuman, Shukura, included.
Shukura,
As I'm speaking to you now, our tap is not flowing.
Yes.
Yes. And then for, like you said, for 3 months, it's almost a year now. They open it on Fridays. Yes. Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays.
That's all.
And Friday too, it's not Friday in the morning. No, they open it on Friday in the evening. You understand?
Wow.
And then it goes off on Sunday night.
And it won't come again.
It won't come again unless next Friday. And then every month they'll bring you bill.
That's not even fair.
You understand? When you go to somewhere like Mabuk, and then Soko area. Yes. For years now,
they haven't had water.
They don't have even their tap is not flowing at all. When they open it, it comes like urine.
Wow.
Yes. So over there, what serves them is God being so good. Yeah. All these areas that I'm talking about, God being so good, our MP has been able to secure us about 17 mechanized boreholes.
Oh wow!
In some vantage points.
Wow.
You understand?
That's what serves the
so that is what is serving us. And then right after my place, my house, there is a road, and then when you cross a road after my house, there is a place called Gida Makaranta.
Okay.
In front of the school, Islamic school. The MP built one over there. So whenever I pick my gallons, that is where I go to.
Okay.
There is another area called Tosavi, just after my this thing. That is where I also go. But that is me. Assuming a woman, an old lady who has no strength to get someone to fetch her water, what is her condition?
How is she going to survive?
You understand? So
then the MD is saying that the MD for the Ghana Water Company Limited is saying that they are losing over 52% of water daily, and Accra as a whole is facing over 80 million gallon deficit in water.
Yes,
and this is because of leakages and illegal connection.
Yes, I wanted to say this. Illegal connection. See,
we have illegal connection.
Yeah, we have illegal connection. Supply to. Oh yes. See, like the way my brother said. Like the way my brother said, we shouldn't mention names. If not, me, I can't say without mentioning names. Go to Dansoman. Go to
illegal
Dansoman.
Connection.
Go to Dansoman.
With their meter, they have a way of.
See,
it won't count.
I know of a house
accumulating debt.
I know of a house then. I don't know whether they are still operating or not. I know of a house then where it's a public tank. It's a poly tank, which it's being sold for the public, but it's illegal.
But it's being sold to the public.
Yes. So imagine all these people are operating. And most of the communities within Dansoman enclave, they have tapped Ghana water into their rooms.
What?
Yes.
To Ghana then.
So the person will just do a care of what's the name? Borehole. He has a tank. It's a borehole. Master, it's a lie.
Wow.
Yes. You can take your people, go through these areas, and then ask them. Does the person have tap or is using borehole?
Really?
It's all illegal. Go to somewhere like Joulu. These residential areas, they are the people doing the illegal, even in electricity.
So what do you think in this case the Ghana Water Company should do in
my suggestion?
Okay.
My suggestion is, you see, aside the illegality, the Galamseyers too are part of it.
Playing a role.
You understand?
Huge
They are playing a role. We in the Wager station, we are faced with these challenges of Galamsey because we are taking our water from River Pra and then and the other rivers. Yes, that is where we get our water from.
And they are being destroyed by Galamsey.
Good. So when the water comes, it cannot be treated. You understand? So automatically the fuel that is there will be treated to be distributed to us. And then look at the people within Accra. And those of us who depend on Wager Station, we are more than that 800,000 that he is talking about. Wow. You understand? So the solution to this issue or this problem, to me, I am thinking that one, Ghana Water should they should trace all their lines.
Okay.
You understand? Yeah. They have main lines within all the areas. They should go through all the lines. That is where the tapping is.
Yes. So wherever some is diverting from the main line,
you understand?
Follow up.
So
it will lead you to where the illegality is.
So you know that you are giving 1,000 to this community. Yeah. But because it has been tapped on the road, instead of the 1,000 to get the 400 or 500 is getting there, and 500 has been tapped on the way. You understand?
So then you follow up.
Yes. So they should follow up and then disconnect all the ones that has been tapped.
Okay.
You understand? Right. So when they disconnect it, that is number one. I think it will save them.
The flow.
Good. That is number one. And then also they should prosecute anyone that will be
Found call.
I think what's the name? Corporate of this thing. The illegality.
Okay.
You understand? Sure. So if they do that, I think it will help. Okay. And then lastly, to the galamsees, the galamsey water that we receive that comes into our waters, we are pleading on the galamsees. Even though government is trying its best, the previous administration tried their very best to fight it, but it seems like
they did.
They at least they tried.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
And this administration too. They tried in fighting. You understand? Because we had the galam stop and then stabs. You understand? But at the end of the day, what's the expectation? They didn't meet it.
Okay, that's fair.
That is the reason why. I find it difficult to explain some things about the NPP. You were trying your best to fight galamsey. You couldn't fight it, right? And then here is there's an administration that comes to power not less than 4 months, and you've started demonstrating that the administration is not doing well in fighting galamsey. You sat for 8 years. You did your best. You couldn't do it. At least you've tried.
Okay.
You stopped some, but the major ones are still there.
Okay.
So I am not coming to do that.
Okay.
Give me the time to do it. Just 4 months you are demonstrating.
Let me.
Aden.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
this is the problems we are facing with the Ghana water. We are pleading on the galamsees.
Okay.
They should also consider us as humans.
Okay.
You understand? Maybe for them they have access to bottled waters, sachet waters and stuff. Me like this, I don't have that opportunity.
Okay.
You understand? I don't have that access.
Sure.
You understand? So at least they should pardon us. When I get the pipe water, at least I'll boil it and then fill it in my bottle and then put it in my fridge. At least I bet me abuwa me kakra.
All right, sure.
Okay. With this water issues, it really saddens my heart as a capital city of a country over 60 years still facing water crisis. I think this water issue started from Kufuor's tenure. That's when they brought Kufuor Gallon. I don't really know whether you remember. And that's 2000, so early 2000s. And about 25 years so we are still fighting against all this water. I really think that it's time we need to stand up as a country and fight against all these people who are involved. I think the major issue was about some debt accumulated and certain other factors, which my brother said the Ghana Water Service needs to do a cross check, because all this tapping into this water in illegal ways are causing harm to the country more than good.
Okay.
Yeah, and coming into this galamsey people too are playing a major role causing all these water deficits in the country.
Okay.
My brother was talking about the galamsey, about MPP fighting against the galamsey. I think MPP, we did our very best in fighting against the galamsey. Nobody is against Mahama fighting against the galamsey, as you were saying. Nobody is against him.
Okay.
Whether 3 months, whether 2 months, whether 1 month, we are not against him. But he was the man who stated that if a government, I think Sam George was the one who stated that if a government is willing to fight against galamsey, he can use 1 month to fix.
Okay.
A week to fix.
Yeah.
Let me just forget about that one. President Mahama in his 120-day social contract, he also stated that if a government is willing to fight against galamsey, he should be able to fix within the next 3 months in administration, if he's willing to fight. So my brother, it's not like we are against him. My brother, it's not like we are not against him. He was the same man who stated that he can fight the galamsey with 3 months in office. And it's more than 3 months in office. He even stated that he's going to use AI to fight against galamsey in his first 3 months. He's going to arrest MCs and what these Cs who are involved, or their areas are really involved in galamsey. He was the man who stated all these things. He only stated that he's going to bring the Blue Guide initiative, which he has even established. The Blue Guide initiative. No one up to now, no one knows where their salary is coming from. Whether their salary is coming from the accountant or the controller, nobody knows. Okay. If we know that their money is coming from the controller, we know that it's an initiative which has come to stay.
Okay.
Whether it's a 3 months contract with them, nobody know up to now. Nobody knows up to now. So we are not against him fighting the Galamsey. Get us right. You was the one who stayed at Yama 3 days. So the bear. We are trained 4 days. If we are attacking you, don't say that we are against you. We are in opposition. We are trying to make sure that you work according to what you promised. So we are not against it. So kindly get me. I'm a natural resource student in Kenya University, and I know how Galamsey fighting Galamsey. It's not a 1-day job. But you promised us that you are going to use 3 months to solve. So get us right.
Maxwell, I expect you to say more than this, but okay, that's okay. And then on the blue guard whatever, like they are just like the Youth Employment Agency.
Okay.
You understand?
Is it
under
it's not a permanent something. It's for
even the youth employment. It's a contract.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
It's a contract. Right. All those what's the name? Policies that are under the YEA, they are all contract. Okay. You understand? And I believe the blue guard whatever it's also under YEA.
So you understand? Maybe it might be 3 months contract with them.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's 3 months. Every contract under
2 years. It might be. I'm just saying it's for a particular period.
Every contract under youth employment is 2 years.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. Like the NAPCO
subject to renewal.
Yes, the NAPCO when they came, it's a 2 years contract. Okay. Which everyone, it's even the contract. They terminated their contract even before the elections. You understand? And they were like, we've not been paid, we've not been. There's a lot of issues, but at the end of the day, they got their pay, their salaries. Okay. You understand? Even some, those who the NAPCO trainees, some when their contract ended, immediately they apply for the coding system.
Okay.
You understand? Okay. I know of a guy in Nasarawa. Around Nansuman.
Okay.
Immediately after, he's an MPP, strong MPP branch executive.
But he applied for.
Immediately at they said, Charlie, and I told him no, just apply.
Okay.
He applied. He is part of those who got their text message.
Nice.
You understand? Yeah. Because he was willing to, and my people were not willing to. So the one who was willing to, you just assist the person for him to get it. Me, like I've been saying, I am an NDC, yes, but I don't care whether NDC or MPP benefit from this government.
Once it's beneficial,
you understand?
People.
Yes,
we are all paying taxes.
Good.
Okay.
But the bad aspect of it is, me. If you know, I have been saying this, and I'll sit here. I'll use this medium to say it again. If you know, you were wicked to me during MPP. Oh yes. If you know you were wicked to me during MPP, don't come to my office.
Why you don't forgive?
There is nothing in this. There is nothing like forgiveness because you were wicked to me. And then when I was going for an election, I had people who supported my cause.
Your agenda.
And then I also have that no. NDC should come to power because I am in the front line.
Sure.
When the NDC comes to power, they know they will benefit from me.
Okay.
You understand? So those people definitely, I would attend to them.
Okay.
But when you were wicked to me, and today you want me to listen to, no, I won't do that. Yesterday
is funny.
Yesterday I was at the office. I was at the municipal office, and there was one guy when the MPP was when we were doing campaign. When he sees me, who like insult all of us. I was like, Charlie, Maya Udeng, who continue radio who high, who and today, yesterday he saw me, oh boss, and I told him, Minya boss. That is what I told him. I said, Minya boss, and I told him that even before the election, I told him who Ube Kofi, and this Bapawa Ube Kofi. I told him point blank.
Yeah.
And yesterday when he saw me, boss, and I told immediately, me see unya me boss, minya boss. He said they are yet to hand over to us the municipal. So those who knows that they will go, they left already.
Oh, okay.
And those who thought because they are friends with us and stuff, they are still there. And I told them, we have those who will leave, and we have those who will go.
But that particular guy,
for him he will go. Oh, he will go.
You've added his name.
I have already told him already. And then we have Masa, and we have those who are under GOG.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
If you're under GOG, Pastor,
no.
You cannot go, but you'll be transferred.
But why?
I have already told them. Because, Master, the way we suffered in our constituency before getting the seat, and God being so good, we won with 13,000. Imagine. You understand?
But this issue of we come to power, they leave, they come, we leave.
We transfer.
Yeah. Don't you think it's about time we just...
I am thinking it's best.
It's best.
You know the reason why? If today I am in the office
Mm.
as an NDC,
Yeah.
known NDC member, NDC communicator, and then I am in the office as director of communication or director of public affairs
for an NPP
for the institution when NPP is in government, or maybe corporate affairs director. I am in charge of it, and then under NPP, you have to know that definitely I'll be biased.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. So
and then it's the same as the NPP. Definitely the person will be biased because I want you to fail so that my party will come to power.
Okay.
You understand?
Then
So instead of
then I think then it's time that we need to develop a national interest more.
You understand?
If we are developing national interest more, that one will.
It wouldn't matter whether your party.
You understand?
Okay.
So over here, what we have to do is we have to let the government or the system have to generate something that immediately you enter into that institution, you have to stop all political activities. If you're a party executive, put your position down. If you are this, put your whatever
I think
down.
that
I was even proposing that even if you are a party national executive, you shouldn't be giving CEO. If you are giving CEO, it's either you are taking CEO, you are putting this down.
Your position down.
That was
you understand.
A proposal.
For me, I am thinking that is
for
best.
it to work.
You understand?
For it to work is another thing.
Do you know one thing? In my constituency, the Youth Employment Agency was the youth organizer of the party in my constituency.
It's always
right, Akonoba. And he's the same guy I've been meeting on radio and TV. And then the last time we met at Property TV, he was like, he is the youth organizer. He controls the youth. So he is going to make sure that he will give almost all the MPP youth in the constituency jobs. And NDC boys know. Me more juma. Say. So the CPA guys in our area, most of them are MPP recruits.
Okay.
You understand? So if I am a bad person today, my government has come to power. All those people, I will terminate their contracts and then bring my people.
Okay.
But it's not needed.
It's not needed.
You understand? It's not needed. But those that are supposed to go,
if the grassroots hears that it's not needed, it will be another issue.
But do you have anything to say in relation to this?
Oh, you think it's fine?
It's fine. Okay.
Because the grassroots, they themselves know that there is an opportunity for them.
Okay.
Even though Massa, you see, I have been saying this always. Governance. If you're a party boy, it's not everybody that will get position in party or in governance. You understand? Your party might come to power. You won't get it today. Someone will get it today. Maybe yours is tomorrow. Maybe your party will go to opposition and come back to government before you get your own. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's not everybody that will get position. So the grassroots,
okay. Let's treat our last topic for the day, and since we've eaten much more into our time already.
Yes, it's almost 11.
Wow. The Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey demands immediate prosecution against Akontama. Now, this issue, it's been 3 weeks since the revelation about Akontama and its illegalities in these Galamsey activities came out, and over that period of time till now, we've made over 240 arrests of some illegal miners. We call them. Yet still, Akonta Mining, their directors, their owners are still working freely. The only active exercise we've seen against them is the
revoking of their licenses
and the freezing